We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Carter Myers Automotive is celebrating 100 years at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg. Join our celebration by donating canned goods to help us feed 100 local families a day and get some of the best deals of the year. Right now, get up to $2,500 off MSRP on a new 2024 Camry. Or check out a new 2024 Tundra and get up to $4,700 off MSRP. And every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care and our lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit us online at CMA'sToyotaofMartinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Alex Mooney is from Maryland, and he votes like it. In Congress, Marilyn Mooney voted against giving our troops a pay raise, and he opposed providing wounded veterans with better health care. It gets worse. Marilyn Mooney wanted to give illegal immigrants driver's licenses and taxpayer-funded college tuition discounts. And he voted against Trump's wall, stiffing veterans to give taxpayer benefits to illegal immigrants. Marilyn Mooney doesn't share our West Virginia values. Big Jim Justice is the best governor West Virginia's ever had. Big Jim is a strong conservative on protecting life and defending our Second Amendment. And he delivered the biggest tax cuts in West Virginia history. Endorsed by President Trump, Jim Justice will fight to finish the wall and secure our border. Big Jim is one of us, and he fights for us.
I'm Jim Justice, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Jim Justice for U.S. Senate.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. Play ball! It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Parsons Ford, Rocks, the Heffley Motor Company, the Wagner Law Firm, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, the Skinner Law Firm, the Browns Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, Orsini's, Carter Myers Automotive, Century 21 Modern Realty Results, the Palace Lounge, Cody's Auto Body, WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, Hagerstown Ford, the Berkeley County Health Department, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Mother Shuckers, L.A. Roberts Jewelers, the Dutch Miller Auto Group, and the Mansion Freddie Law Firm.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Welcome to the Musselman High School baseball field here in Inwood, West Virginia, getting you ready for West Virginia High School Sectional Playoff Baseball. Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Dylan Bishop and Trip Tobin on the call. Colin McLaughlin, our cameraman and on-site producer. And Nick Verzolini back at the studio. Pre-game show is brought to you by Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, representing accident and injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com here for Musselman hosting the Hedgesville Eagles after Musselman dropped the first game of sectionals to Hedgesville on Monday in a 5-4 victory for the Eagles, which set up a game last night in which Hedgesville took on Martinsburg. Bulldogs got the win in 9 innings, extra innings. There were ejections, there were controversial calls and stuff we can talk about with Tripp later on. We're going to get right into our coaches' interviews, brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road, online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first at Parsons. Musselman, coached by Coach Hartman, got the win 6-0 against Spring Mills last night after losing to Hedgesville to set up this elimination game here tonight. And now, full disclosure, I did ask Coach Budka, who is the acting manager of Hedgesville tonight, if he wanted to talk about any of the ejections and controversy surrounding last night's game. we just decided to focus on the game itself from last night and focus on tonight's game. So that's what you'll hear in the pregame interview, but we'll get into that first, starting with Musselman's side.
We're here with Coach Hartman of the Musselman Appleman. Coach, let's look back at yesterday, game against Spring Mills. You were able to get the 6-0 victory to set up the game against Hedgesville here today. What did you like for your team in that one to be able to advance to this game today?
Start to finish, we capitalized on base running. We capitalized, get clutch hits. Camden going out there pitching a great game helped us with that as well. And if you score every inning and put pressure on the team, usually good things happen. And last night we were able to capitalize on that and get the win, and we're able to play here again tonight.
It was just 2 days ago that you last played Hedgesville. They had that 4-run 6th inning to be able to end up getting that win for against you guys to set up the game against Spring Mills yesterday. What do you want to improve on from that game on Monday coming out here tonight?
Finishing, definitely. I mean, I felt like we were kind of in control of that whole game, and then you have one little mistake in the field, and it kind of snowballed on us, and the next thing you know, we're coming in and we're down a run when we had a 4-1 lead at the time. And if we find a way to finish games and play through 7 innings and play clean defense, I like what we're going to be.
We got Kai Dunbar on the mound tonight. What it is about him and his season that gives you the confidence to put him on the mound in an elimination game?
I really don't think that kid feels pressure. He loves getting out there. He loves getting the ball in his hand, and he's ready to roll. He's calm and cool with everything he does.
All right, just lastly, what will be your final message to the team before they go out there on the field?
Have fun. Play as long as you can this week. Come out with a win and be ready to go again tomorrow. So we're trying to take it one game at a time, and we want to see how long we keep playing this week. So hopefully we have another opportunity to do that tomorrow.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, guys.
All right, here with Coach Budka of the Hedgesville Eagles. Coach, you're coming into Musselman here tonight. Let's talk about Martinsburg last night, the game itself. It went to 9 innings. Martinsburg ends up getting the win. What do you guys want to improve on from last night's game coming into this one against Musselman?
Well, obviously, I think we got to hit the ball better. We didn't put the ball in play as much as we needed to. We had runners in scoring position, and we didn't capitalize on that. So that obviously hurt us, and they did at the right time, and here we are.
All right, and you guys just played Musselman 2 nights ago. You were to get the win. You had that 4-run 6th inning to be able to get the win to set up that game against Martinsburg last night. What do you want to carry over from that one to have that success again against Musselman here tonight?
Well, I'd like to see us pick it up from there. You know, we got hot in that late inning. We need to get hot early and get the run scoring from the early, put the pressure on them, show them that we're here and we're ready to win.
Looks like you've got Ian Wolf on the mound tonight. What about him and the season he's had so far gives you the confidence to throw him on the mound here in an elimination game tonight?
Well, Ian's our senior, and we always have all the confidence in the world in our seniors. He's pitched well this year. He pitched well against Musselman the last time we played him, so we're very confident he's going to go out there and get us the W.
All right, and just finally, what will be your final message to the team before they take the field here tonight?
Go out there and have fun. It's a game. It's baseball. We're here to have fun. You know, win and advance. That's what we're here to do.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, thanks again to Coach Hartman and Coach Budka of Hedgesville and Musselman for their pregame interviews. We'll go ahead and we'll take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we will break down this matchup between Musselman and Hedgesville. This is West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
West Virginians need strong conservative leaders we can count on to stand up and fight for our core values and protect our freedom. And Senate President Craig Blair is that conservative fighter. As Senate President, Craig Blair passed the largest tax cut in West Virginia history, putting more money back into the pockets of hardworking West Virginia families. And because of Craig Blair's leadership, West Virginia is one of the most pro-life states in the country. Senator Blair also protected our right to bear arms. That's why he was endorsed by West Virginians for life in the NRA. As the opioid crisis continues across our country, Craig Blair is fighting for stronger penalties against fentanyl distributors and drug dealers, and better access to addiction treatment for West Virginians. Let's keep Craig Blair fighting for our values and pushing West Virginia forward. Vote to re-elect Senate President Craig Blair on May 14th. Our pro-life, pro-gun, and pro-freedom voice in Charleston. Paid for by Republican State Leadership Committee. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Hi, this is Roger Hanshaw, Speaker of the West Virginia House of Delegates, encouraging everyone in Berkeley County to vote for Pam Brush for House of Delegates. Pam is dedicated to improving Berkeley County and being a voice for West Virginia's Eastern Panhandle in our state legislature. In a time with tremendous opportunity like we have today, it's important that we send leaders like Pam Brush to the House of Delegates to be the right voice for Berkeley County. Remember to vote for Pam Brush to send a strong champion for Berkeley County and House District 97 to Charleston.
Paid for by Mountaineer Majority Fund, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
More Capito has a clear immigration plan.
Law enforcement will deport illegals, and fentanyl dealers will face life in prison.
A clear plan on taxes.
As governor, I'll cut the state income tax completely, and it will attract more companies and more jobs to West Virginia.
And More Capito wrote the bill banning puberty blockers for children, while Morrissey got rich lobbying for the puberty blocker companies. More Capito has a few words for Morrissey.
California's that way.
Welcome back to the Skinner Law pregame show here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Dylan Bishop and Tripp Tobin with you on the call tonight. Kyle McLaughlin behind the camera, and Nick Verzolini back at the studio. So Tripp, tonight we've got Musselman and Hedgesville, their second matchup in 3 nights against each other. It'll be Kai Dunbar and Ian Wolf on the mound for both sides in this one. Let's break down some stuff, talk about last night a little bit. Musselman got themselves a 6-0 victory against Spring Mills, and then obviously we had the crazy 9-inning, extra inning affair between Hedgesville and Martinsburg that sets up this elimination game where just 2 nights ago, Hedgesville got themselves the 5-4 win over Musselman after a 4-run top of the 6th inning to set this one up. So this is going to be a fun one, and some team is going to be playing their last game here tonight.
Yeah, it's sad to say. I feel like we just started and we're just talking about starting baseball and having a season interviews and things. But to see one of these 2 teams go home is just kind of hard to swallow because, like I said last night, it's just a shame that that we're just sending one team from this whole area to state. There's only 4 teams down there, and all the other sports we send multiples. But there's teams in this area I believe that could compete. 2 teams in this area I believe compete down there. But yeah, I mean Hedgesville has had 2 very long nights, very stressful innings, but they've showed grit. Late in the game, down here at Musselman, big, and come back and took the lead late in the game. Martinsburg, go in there in enemy territory, and a big night with a lot on the line there, and a lot of storylines, and a lot of emotions running, and they played their guts out for 9 innings, and just come up on the losing end of a whale of a ball game that kind of was lost a little bit in some of the extra. Let's just say some of the extra activities. What was lost in all that was how good this team played and how much they persevered through a lot of that extra activity. But 2 nights in a row now, Hedgesville has no quit in them, and they could easily a pitch or 2 here and there, or play here and there. This could be Martinsburg here, and Hedgesville could be in driver's seat, and on the other way around, a player or 2 the other night, and Hedgesville is playing the game against Spring Mills last night. So, we got teams in this area that aren't even ranked in the top 10 in the state that are just beating each other up so bad here in sectionals. That just tells you how good the talent is around here.
Let's get you our weather just a few minutes away from first pitch, brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships, proud to be the owners who just care more. It's currently 66 degrees here in Inwood. The chance of rain has been kind of around 50 or so %. It looks like it's not supposed to rain around here until 9 o'clock, which would more than likely allow us to get in the full game here. It feels like 66 degrees currently, 73% humidity, 7 mile per hour winds, and 15 mile per hour gusts. So it's not as bad as it seemed like it could have been leading up to this one, or at least not at the moment. Our EPAC Baseball Roundup brought to you by Rock's Local Markets with convenient locations around the Eastern Panhandle. Rock's, fast, fresh, and friendly. Washington and Hampshire in the other section has already gone final. Started that one early. 2-0, Washington gets the win over Hampshire. To
tight ball game down there. Hampshire picked it up. There's some players on that team that are rather talented too. We don't talk about them much, but I see them in the summer. Post 64, some of those guys, and there's some players up there, and they can put together a game, and but they're eliminated, and their season's going to start. Next season's going to start right now, but tonight, Washington's got a tall task ahead of them as they have to face. Cohen Rutherford, Jet Gross, and those guys that are sitting waiting on them, and they've, so they're going to have to really step up their game to knock off a streaking Jefferson team, and as they came to the postseason, I think on a 4-game losing streak, which was, we hadn't seen that all year out of them. So hopefully, they can put it back together and we can see 2 competitive games down there at Jefferson, and but all eyes right now on this section with. With Martinsburg sitting in the waiting in the wings, and these 2 teams here, and it's just been those 3 teams in this section have just battled each other to. It's been a heavyweight boxing match that's just been going to 15 rounds every night.
Absolutely. We're going to take one more 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll get you our starting lineups, and then it'll be just about time for first pitch. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I'm J.B. McCuskey, candidate for Attorney General. I've been a Mountaineer my whole life, and we know Mountaineers are always free. But that freedom is under attack. Woke activists want to defund our police, strip away our rights, and destroy our way of life. As West Virginia's Attorney General, I won't let that happen. I'll back the blue, defend the Second Amendment, and protect our right to frack, mine, farm, and timber. I'm J.B. McCuskey. As Attorney General, I'll fight for West Virginia. I'll hold politicians accountable, end federal overreach, and crush the woke mob. I'm J.B. McCuskey. Woke activists mistreat and look down on us, but as your Attorney General, I'll fight for West Virginia values and keep the Mountain State free.
Paid for by J.B. McCuskey for West Virginia Attorney General, P.O. Box 11359, Charleston, West Virginia 25361.
Conservative Patrick Morrissey had to work his way up, the son of a U.S. steelworker and a VA nurse. Now, the liberal swamp attacks him because he fights for us. Chris Miller and More Capito are spending millions lying about Morrissey's conservative record. Did you know they are third-generation politicians? Who do you think they will fight for? Morrissey has defeated radical transgender policies, and he's fighting to keep men out of women's sports. Take it from female swimmer Riley Gaines.
This is an Attorney General who has been on the forefront of not just protecting women's sports, but really protecting women, protecting parental rights, the safeguarding of children. So thank you to Attorney General Morrissey for his dedication and perseverance.
The swamp attacks Morrissey because he protects our kids. Morrissey's endorsed by conservative groups, West Virginians for Life, the NRA, the West Virginia Coal Association, the Farm Bureau, and West Virginia Sheriffs. Don't believe the swamp's lies. Morrissey's our proven conservative. Fighter, winner.
Paid for by Morrissey 2024.
Welcome back to the Skinner Law pregame show on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, getting you set for Musselman and Hedgesville sectional baseball. Let's get you our starting lineups, brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. First of all, for the Hedgesville Eagles, the visiting side, they're going to go with Noah Brown, number 17, at shortstop. Then Landon Pence, number 6, in center field. Ian Wolf, number 5, pitching. Number 24, Connor Quinn in the cleanup spot, DHing. Number 7, Mason Elliott at first base. Cash Dunham, number 12, at second base. Mason Carter, the left fielder, number 15, batting 7th. Trenton Canarium behind the plate, number 14, batting 8th. And Austin Maynard, number 8, at third base, batting 9th. And then on the Musselman side of things, their leadoff hitter, Kyle Lohr, number 14 in center field. Wyatt McClintock, number 4, will be in left field, batting 2nd. Batting 3rd will be number 9, the catcher, Taryn Boyles. Batting cleanup will be number 8, the first baseman, Jason Myers. Batting 5th at third base, number 24, Wyatt Levy. Batting 6th at shortstop, number 6, Cam Gill. Batting 7th, DH, number 31, Trevor Deerstein. Number 7, batting 8th, the right fielder, Ryder Gantz, and then in the 9 spot will be number 1, the second baseman, Isaac Gilbert. Our starting battery brought to you by Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. You can call them at 304-901-4777. Top of the first, it'll be Kai Dunbar on the mound for Musselman. I'll be pitching to Taryn Boyles on the Hedgesville side of things. It'll be Ian Wolf pitching to Trenton Canarium behind the plate. Let's go ahead and take one last 2-minute break, and when we come back, it'll be time for first pitch. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I'm Jason Stedman, and I'm running to be your next Berkeley County prosecuting attorney. I'm an experienced, proven leader. I have 25 years of trial and legal experience. I spent 6 of those years serving as a prosecuting attorney. I'm an Eagle Scout and have the training and real-world experience running the Shenandoah Area Council, serving on church boards, and running my own practice. I have some new ideas to bring to the office and plans to save the county significant funds. Please vote for Jason Stedman for prosecuting attorney. I'm asking for your support and your vote to move this county forward.
Paid for by candidate.
The Skinner family has been representing West Virginians for more than 50 years.
We've changed the name of our firm to Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers because we want to be clear about what we do. We represent people who have been in car, truck, and other catastrophic accidents.
We're here to be a voice for the injured and vulnerable, and we take that job seriously with deep commitment to serving our clients wherever they are.
Just Google Skinner Accident Lawyer or visit skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl tile and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
I'm Chris Warner, the proven conservative candidate for Secretary of State. I led the Republican Party in West Virginia as we began our march to a supermajority, and I was appointed by President Trump to lead rural development in West Virginia. I'm a proud father of 5 children who proudly served in uniform, and I will continue my service as Secretary of State as I stand with President Trump to protect elections, cut the red tape for business owners, and fight federal overreach. I'm Chris Warner, and I'd appreciate your vote for Secretary of State.
Paid for by Chris Warner for West Virginia.
The Bulldogs are down there.
First pitch, Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 is brought to you by the Marius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg or call 304-263-4343. Here in Inwood, West Virginia, for sectional baseball action here between Musselman and Hedgesville. Hedgesville will lead things off in the top of the first, going up against Kai Dunbar up on the mound for the Applemen here tonight. Noah Brown will lead off. It'll be Landon Pence and then Ian Wolf. 1, 2, 3 for the Eagles here in the top of the first after they just barely lost in 9 innings against Martinsburg last night, and Musselman got themselves a 6-0 win over Spring Mills to set up this elimination game. Dylan Bishop and Trip Tobin with you here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, the WRNR TV YouTube channel. Colin McLaughlin is our cameraman tonight, and back to the studio is Nick Verzolini, and I'm sure ready for this one, Trip. This is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. I mean, somebody's going home tonight from these two teams. It's a shame because they played extremely well. Musselman went around the state with one of the toughest schedules probably in the EPAC. And, they showed the rest of the state what we have up here as far as talent in the EPAC. And, they got a couple of young guys, regardless of the outcome of this year as well. But, they have had some big guys step up, this year to give this program some longevity. And, one of them's a guy on the mound tonight, Kai Dunbar. He's really come along this season. Caden Woolham's come along this season. He's still got, Taryn Boyles is a, younger guy, still an underclassman here, a junior. And they are just, Wyatt McClintock's out there. So, they are a mixture of young and old that's given them that success. And then, what else can you say about the Eagles other than, they've done what most teams, 28 teams around the state, or there's going to be 27 games. Martinsburg has won 28 games, and one of them against this team. But Martinsburg has had their way with a lot of teams this year, but not Hedgesville. Hedgesville has been very competitive against very good teams, and I look to see that again tonight as they played 2 games in 2 days that were just very, very stressful innings, and every pitch, and we hung on every pitch on those games.
And Noah Brown has stepped into the batter's box for the first pitch, and this one is taken for a ball inside. Top of the first is brought to you by Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields & Sons, proudly serving our area since 1880. So it's a 1-0 start as Dunbar throws, and this ball is going to be just barely in the dirt. Picked out by Taryn Boyles. It's 2-0. The Brown steps back in. And now the 2-0 from Dunbar is also just about the same spot. Thrown in. It makes it 3-0. Low in the dirt and outside.
Last 2 times these teams played each other, Kai Dunbar went 7 complete for the 5-2 victory. Give up 6 hits, 2 runs, struck out 8 while walking none. And the other picture on the other side was Ian Wolf. He went 4 2/3, took the loss with 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 4 strikeouts, and he only walked 1 batter. So rematch of that 5-2 game on May 1st, just with these 2 teams, and a rematch of a game the other night as far as personnel goes. It's 2 very good games.
3-0 pitch is in over the plate for strike 1.
Musselman was able to take both regular season games from Hedgesville, and so far Hedgesville has gotten the first postseason game.
Brown will chop this one to the side on third base. Wyatt Levy will make the throw over to first, and play is made for out number 1.
So he did have a long at bat there, was able to see some pitches there, but nice job by Kai Dunbar fighting back from that 3-0 count and not giving any free bases. I say again, back on May 1st, he walked no one. So, that's just huge in high school baseball not to give up any free bases.
That'll bring up Landon Pence, a center fielder. There you got the windup and the pitch from Dunbar, and that's going to be a breaking ball in for strike 1. The back in stands Pence into the batter's box. Dunbar rocks, throws. This is again hit onto third base. Levy in on the grass is going to make the play, and a long stretch by Myers at first. And the play is made, out number 2.
Yeah, Myers went down to a split there to make that play happen there. Levy come up threw strong across the diamond, but it was a little wide. But great job over there by Myers as he showed his flexibility and did the split there. Now he's kind of shaking on hip a little bit. He stretched him out pretty good.
So that's going to bring up our first pitcher versus pitcher matchup of the night. Ian Wolf steps in. First pitch to Dunbar will be a breaking ball in for strike 1.
Yeah, that curveball starts up there at the bill of the cap and lands there at the belt for right down the middle strike. For pitch 1, if he can locate that tonight and get first pitch strike, he'll be successful as he was the last time outing against Musselman. Against Hedgesville.
The 1-0 comes in low, bouncing in front of Boyles for ball 1.
Musselman pushing the infielders back now, not wanting to give up anything down the line or give themselves a chance to keep the ball in the infield.
1-1 from Dunbar. That's going to be in for strike 2 at the knees.
Keith Allison behind the plate tonight. C.L. Baker on first. C.L. Baker on first. And we have Dave Boyd at second and Don Tapley at third tonight. So another 4-man crew here for the sectionals.
Wolf steps back in with a 1-2 count here at the top of the first. And this one's going to be outside for ball 2.
Had the middle infielders coming in. They thought they had it. They had a good view of it, as did Gilbert and Gill, just outside just a bit as they go back to reset, thinking that maybe that was strike 3 looking in the inning.
Here's a 2-2. This is going to be hit over to the foul territory in right field. Ryder Gantz going over for it, dies, can't make the play, and his head runs into the fence. It doesn't look like it was hard enough for him to do anything other than just quickly shake it off.
Yeah, he showed a lot of speed out there. I didn't think that ball anybody had a chance at it. I thought it was just going to fall, innocently out there in the bullpen. But he took off after it and turned on the jets there as the ball was coming to the earth there. And because we had a little bit of rain here, he goes on his belly and slides, and it takes him clean into the fence out there. So great effort there by Ryder Gantz, and showing that the effort that the Applemen are going to give tonight on everything that's hit.
Going to bring in another 2-2 here with 2 outs in the top of the first. Still no score between Musselman and Hedgesville. Wolf is going to foul this one directly back. So it's 2-2 again.
Great, good at bat here from Wolf. Good eye on that 1-2 pitch. Now he's fouled off a couple.
So here's Dunbar's 2-2 again, and another one that's going to be fouled back straight to the backstop. Connor Quinn, the designated hitter, on deck if Wolf's able to keep this inning alive.
Wolf, who's been really, really hot as of late coming into the postseason.
Wolf is going to swing and hook this one foul over to the left field side, third base. Bounces off of the Berkeley County school bus after a bounce off the dirt.
Yeah, Bulls behind the plate tonight. McClintock had spent a night back there the other night. A couple catchers for Musselman.
Another 2-2. This one's going to be in play, and this is going to be trouble potentially, and it does fall in right center field. There's a 2-out single for Ian Wolf.
Great at bat by Wolf. He just kept fighting, fought off a few pitches, fouled off a few pitches, and he didn't try to do too much with that 2-strike pitch, and just popped it out there in the right center gap. And we're going to get a courtesy runner for the pitcher. Looks like number 4 maybe. Is it Benchoff?
There's number
Owen
4.
Benchoff.
Yep. So that will, in fact, bring up the designated hitter, Connor Quinn, for his first at-bat of the evening.
You got Connor Quinn, who has, the majority of the year, except for maybe the last couple of games, has been Hedgesville's hottest hitter, and hit a little slump there. And when you hit a little slump, or you're not playing what you feel is your best baseball, sometimes it gets into your head mentally a little bit. So Connor just needs to hang in there, do what he's done to keep it simple, do what he's done to be successful up to this point. And last night, he had an off night here and there, but he did give one a ride out there at the right field that we thought might have had enough to get out of there, but Alter got after it.
Quinn started the at-bat with a foul ball back, and now the 0-1 pitch is low and inside for ball 1. So 1-1, 2 outs. Here, runner on first is Ian Wolf in the scoreless game, top of the first. Dunbar out of the stretch will throw. This one is low for ball 2.
Musselman does see the ball well. They force you to throw strikes. They will hit early if you want to try to get them first pitch strike on them, or try to they'll hunt early fastballs early in the count. That's why it's important for Dunbar to every now and then throw that curveball first pitch so that they can't set on it. But right now, Hedgesville has done a good job of making it.
2-1 is one hopper over to Gill, who's going to throw it on to second base for Gilbert. And that'll be the 6-4 put out for the third out.
Good contact there by Connor Quinn again. So he's starting to hit the ball again. And nice play there by nice backhand by Gill over to Gilbert for the out. So we're gonna see what Musselman brings here and see how they can fare against Ian Wolf.
All right, we'll take a 60-second break and be back for the bottom of the first. This is West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
West Virginia, you have an opportunity to elect the most pro-gun governor in the nation. Patrick Morrissey is a tried and true proponent of our right to keep and bear arms. During his time as Attorney General, Patrick Morrissey has expanded concealed carry reciprocity agreements with other states. He also led a coalition of states in their lawsuit against the ATF's unconstitutional pistol brace rule. Patrick Morrissey even took the Obama administration to the Supreme Court over their attacks on gun owners and the Second Amendment. That's why Gun Owners of America is proud to endorse 2A defender Patrick Morrissey for West Virginia governor. Get out and vote to protect the 2A. Vote Patrick Morrissey for governor. Gun Owners of America paid for and is responsible for the contents of this message.
Bottom of the first on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, brought to you by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. Visit them at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg or online at orsinis.com. It's Ian Wolf on the mound for Hedgesville here this evening. The senior leader, Coach Budka, said that that's exactly the kind of guy that you want out on the mound for an elimination game like this. He's going to be going up against a tough Musselman lineup, especially Kyle Lohr leading off things. Yeah, that guy just knows how to get on base, and once he gets on base, he's more often than not going to score.
Yeah, he gets around the base as well. He runs the base as well. He's great instincts once he's on the base. He's a really tough out. He's a great leadoff guy for Musselman. He's been in that spot for years, and he is one of the toughest outs in the EPAC. So Ian Wolf put 27 innings pitched this inning. He's been in 9 games. He's faced 132 batters. His record's 2-5. Actually, he had 2 big wins against Jefferson. 33 hits allowed, 31 runs, only 24 were earned, 12 walks, 33 strikeouts with a 6.222 ERA. So had a couple of struggles here in short starts that.
Well, Lohr's going to hit the first pitch out to pretty deep right field, but play is going to be made there by Kason Plogger for the first out.
Yeah, that was a quick out, yeah. Wolf chucks a fastball in there, and Lohr jumps on it, just didn't get quite enough of it. As Kason Plogger chased it down out there to the light pole and camped under it, retiring Kyle Lohr. Big out for Wolf, like you say, because when Lohr gets on, he gets around, he gets on.
That'll bring up the left.
And he can get in.
Sure, yeah. That'll bring up the left fielder, Wyatt McClintock, for his first chance at things here in the bottom of the first. No score. The first pitch is low for ball 1.
Musselman wearing the whites with the white jersey with the green stripe with the Appleman on the front. Or Musselman. Appleman, right? Can't quite read the script. Looks like Appleman.
I think it says Appleman. And this is going to be hit right back up the middle. Past the head of Ian Wolf and into center field. And that'll be a 1-out single for McClintock after Hedgesville got themselves a 2-out single for their only hit at the top of the first.
The old Charlie Brown single where it spun Ian Wolf's hat around there as it went right back up the box. Good piece of hitting. Musselman's going to showing that they're not going to sit around the box and take a lot of pitches. They're going to be aggressive, and it's nothing new we've seen from them. They like to hit the baseball and cause havoc.
Now Taryn Boyles, his first pitch swinging as well, and almost the same spot, center field. That's another single to make it 2 pitches, 2 hits, and 2 base runners now for Musselman.
Not a lot McClintock could do there. He had to make sure it got down, so he couldn't just get on his horse and take off for third, as we're going to see a courtesy runner, number 18, Seth Kisner, for the catcher. But, yeah, back-to-back first pitch singles for the 2 and 3 batter here. So Musselman has hit the ball early and has been successful 2 out of 3 times by jumping on and pitching early here on Ian Wolf. So see what Jason Myers can do. Last time we were up here with him, he swung the bat and hurt his shoulder. And since then, he's been hampered with that. But since last week or so, he's come back healthy, throwing the ball.
First pitch to Myers is going to be in for strike 1. The breaking ball, it got in on the inside part of the plate. Notice that Taryn Boyles went over to Jason Myers as he was jogging off the field for his courtesy runner. That 0-1 is outside for ball one.
He's going to give him all that information he learned off that first pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pass on information to one another, tell them, and sometimes just a little pat on the back.
That 1-1 is going to be fouled back over the press box for strike 2.
Yeah. Wolf didn't get much of a spin rate on that one as it kind of hung, and Myers stayed back on it and just missed it there as it stayed up.
The 1-2 count here, runners on first and second, still no score in the bottom of the first. And that 1-2 is going to be a fastball, catches the outside corner for strike 3.
Outside corner, Jason Wolf took that pitch. He didn't agree with it. It was a 50-50 pitch there from our angle. We're not down there with our nose right on top of it.
Yep.
Keith Allison gets the called strike 3 there, and so now you have Ian Wolf, after giving up those back-to-back singles, just 1 out away from getting out of this first and second, runners on first and second.
So Wyatt Levy, third baseman in the 5 spot, has a chance here with 2 outs to get the first run of the game up on the board. Wolf's first pitch will be inside for strike 1.
A little better curveball there. Still not what we've seen, not the curveball we've seen from him as of yet, but he'll find his grip and his release point there as he continues to work it into his arsenal.
Wolf checks back at second base, and now this pitch is going to be popped up. Canarium trying to go back for it, and it's just going to hit off the top of the press box. And another foul ball, so 0-2.
Sounded kind of hollow when it hit. Thought it might have hit Colin in the head when it come down. And found a little hole in the roof.
We got that.
Levy, the third baseman, a couple of great plays there at first inning, and here he is now with an opportunity to give his team the lead with the base hit.
Here's the 0-2, and this one's going to be fouled out of play over the Hedgesville dugout on the first base side.
See the mom up there who just basically corralled her child and just stood over top of her. So showing the mommy instincts on that foul ball up there. Kudos to her. Great job there by Levy to fight it off. The more pitches you see, especially when you're in 0-2, you just kind of shorten up. You're just trying to find some grass here and get a 2-out hit.
Another 0-2 from Wolf is going to be hit into left field, right at Mason Carter, though. And it is indeed caught for the third out of the inning. So Musselman gets themselves 2 hits, but both runners left on base, and we'll go to the top of the second with still no score. After the 60-second break, we'll be back with the second inning here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
My kids, I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
I do.
We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
I can't believe you didn't fill up.
That's double my rent. Not my car.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rock's Rewards.
We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
You had one job.
It's between girls.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rock's Rewards.
5, 6, 7 hitters due up for Hedgesville here in the top of the second, brought to you by the Heffley Motor Company, located at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg. A nice place to do business. 2 hits for Musselman in the bottom of the first, 1 hit for Hedgesville in the top of the first, but nothing doing so far. So we go to the second inning. No score, 0-0 between the Eagles and the Applemen. Dylan Bishop and Tripp Tobin with you on the call. Colin McLaughlin behind the camera. Nick Verzolini back at the studio. And it'll be Mason Elliott, number 7, first baseman for Hedgesville, that steps up to the plate here to start off the top of the second.
Kai Dunbar for Musselman is 7-1 on the season. He's got giving up 22 runs, 17 earned, 19 walks, 59 strikeouts, and he has an ERA of 2.789.
And the first pitch will be hit on the ground to second base. It'll be picked up and thrown to first by Isaac Gilbert. And that's one pitch, one out.
Yeah, so Dunbar is working quickly, and Hedgesville showing a similar approach as Musselman. They're going to swing the bat early. So we see
Cash Dunham, number 2, will step in with one out to face Kai Dunbar. Trying to get the second base runner of the game so far for Hedgesville, and he will, as this line is lined right back at Dunbar.
It looks like Evan Williams. I mean, that's not Cash Dunham. I assume he's been brought in. I mean, certainly is not Cash Dunham out there. It looks like Evan Williams.
You're right. That is Evan Williams, not Cash Dunham. It was Cash Dunham in the lineup originally that we were given. So apparently a last-second change by Hedgesville.
So Dunham is over there in the dugout with the pink arm sleeve on, I believe. So maybe it was an injury or something, but that was Evan Williams, I believe.
You're sure right. So, yeah, I thought from Jamie for a second, Cash Dunham just changed to number 2, but, yeah, Hedgesville has a number 2. It's Evan Williams. That's who's on first base as Kai Dunbar makes a pickoff attempt over first base.
Yeah, Evan Williams is on Game Changer, and Hedgesville's Game Changer as the hitting in that spot. So, Cash Dunham last night was kind of a spark plug for that Hedgesville team. A couple infield hits, but showed some speed, showed a lot of emotion out there, kept his team up, kept them pumped, played well. So not sure if he's tweaked something over there or if it's just a...
Mason Carter started off by taking a ball, and now he'll foul this one off.
It's just a move, Yeah. We don't know. But anyway, Evan Williams with a nice base hit right back up the middle. And we had a couple of pitches here on Mason Carter.
It had to be a last-second change, if nothing else, because when we were given a lineup card about 45 minutes before first pitch, it was Cash Dunham listed as the second baseman.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be a 1-1 count. After taking time, Mason Carter, left fielder, will step back in. And this is going to be a fastball that goes right up by the eyes of Carter for ball 2.
Carter was an Appleman last year, so he's coming home to face his teammates from last year. He used the transfer rule to head over to Hedgesville and play a year there. So he's familiar with some of these guys here in this field and familiar with left field out there.
So 2-1 to Carter is cut on and missed. That'll bring the count even to 2-2. So we sit here again. Still no score. Top of the second. One out, runner on first for Hedgesville. Each team with 2 hits so far.
Good counts to run in here with 2 outs, but Evan Williams has stayed pretty.
This is a foul ball over to the first base side. Not able to go up and get it is Ryder Gantz.
Yeah, so Evan Williams has stayed pretty close to the bag. Not a big lead over there, so not showing, a huge lead. Maybe not a steal. Maybe not a guy steals a lot of bases. We don't see a tremendous. We haven't seen a lot of him, but we know we've seen him in this lineup, in and out of the lineup, and he's been productive when he's there. So here we are still at 2-2.
Dunbar will ready, and he'll come to the plate. And now this is going to be outside for ball 3. Runs the count full.
Really good count to run on now. Full count, 1 out. Chance to get moving here. Or, you got a 50-50 shot. It could be a walk, and you could just walk on in. But also you could get moving here. The only con to that would maybe be, some type of double play, line drive. But be a good chance probably to get him moving.
See if he goes. He doesn't. And this is going to be ball 4 on the outside. It's close, but it could be just a bit outside. So that'll be the first walk of the game allowed by either team.
2 guys on board here at the top of the second for Hedgesville as they get into their number 8 hitter, catcher Canarium. Last night he seen him one time, try to bunt for a base hit there late in the game in a really tough play. So he has the ability to lay down a bunt.
We'll see if he does with 1 out, 2 runners on. See if they want to try to get 2 runners in scoring position, or he'll swing away. And that looks like he will. And he'll just keep the bat on the shoulder this time, though, on the first pitch, and it'll be strike 1 from Dunbar.
That first pitch strike by Dunbar, that curveball starts at the batter and runs in. Great pitch there in that situation. Jason Myers up in front of the runner on the grass, trying to prevent, him reaching on a bunt, keeping him, making sure it's just a sacrifice. Infield's double play depth.
And this is going to bounce in the dirt. Boyle's going to go and grab it, try to throw it over to third as the runners advance. It won't be in time. So, don't need any sort of sacrifice now if you wanted it. Runners are on second and third now. So a great chance for Hedgesville with 1 out to drive in at least 1 run.
Yeah.
Start things out and get us away from zeros on both sides.
Great read there by Williams as the ball got away. Didn't get far away. It didn't get too far away from Boyles. He did a great job blocking it up. It kicked over on the left-handed batter's box. He corralled it, forced it back towards third base, and then got back up and didn't make a throw from his knees. But at that point, it was a little too late, but kept it from getting to the backstop. Long backstop here, longer than at Martinsburg and a little bit longer than at Hedgesville. So anything that gets by a catcher here is more than likely not going to give you much of a ricochet for an opportunity unless it just hits perfectly on one of those bricks back there. So golden opportunity for Hedgesville here to strike first on top of the second. Man on second, third, 1 out.
Dunbar looks over at third. Now he'll come to the plate. And this is going to be hit over towards first base, foul territory. Myers goes over, but it'll be out of play.
It's got beyond the fence there a little bit. The fence here is a little taller than one at Martinsburg. You can't really reach over it. It's more of a 6-foot fence style as opposed to the shorter fence at Martinsburg. Seen last night, Jameer Brown reaching over. This fence here is a little taller, so he got out of play and gives Canarium another shot here. But now he has 2 strikes. Infield's drawn in early in the game here, first and second, 2 outs. 1 out, 2 strikes.
Dunbar takes a long look in at Boyles, and now he gets set, and the time is called by Canarium. He didn't like how long that look in at Boyles was.
It was back there. Held him up.
Now here's the pitch from Dunbar. That's going to be inside, and they say that it just barely hits Canarium.
Great job by Canarium just to wear it. It was a curveball, didn't break enough. Canarium's going to get a courtesy runner, I assume, again here as 21 comes in. So Matt Johns will run for the catcher there as a great at bat there by Canarium, who just wore that pitch.
That's going to bring up the number 9 hitter, third baseman Austin Maynard. Hedgesville would love to be able to get some runs up on the board, or at least 1 run, and then flip it back over to the top of the order with just 1 out.
Going to see Tommy McClintock, pitching coach, come out and talk to Dunbar. Hedgesville's in a great spot now, with nobody out. Musselman needs something, up in the air into the infield or a strikeout, something to that effect, or hard to one of the corners. Other than that, they're going to be able to score a run here and break this tie.
Again, still no score in the top of the second, 1 out. Hedgesville has the bases loaded with 1 out. Musselman got themselves into a jam. This was started by Evan Williams' leadoff single. It was a 1-out single after Mason Elliott got out as the first batter of the inning. And then a drawn walk by Mason Carter, and then just a hit by pitch by Canarium.
Dunbar's going to come in here now after talking to Tom McClintock. The defense is going to drop back into a double play depth. Corners up, outfielder straight away.
Back to the windup is Dunbar, and this will be outside for ball 1.
Dunbar still struggling a little bit with that location after being really, really good through the first inning and the third.
So now Rocks and fires does Dunbar, and big swing and big miss by Maynard to even the count at 1 apiece.
Yeah, it was a big swing there, 1-0 swing. He got after it there. He's looking to do some damage.
Corners in for Musselman. Here's the 1-1. And that'll be a fastball outside for ball 2.
Yeah, he's trying to hit that spot out there on the outside, just missing. And, Taryn Boyle's set up out there, and he's just missing it by a ball or two to the left-handed batter's box. He's trying to spot up a fastball in the outer corner and just missing at the moment.
Dunbar gets the pitch he wants and throws this one. It'll be behind Boyles as it had to block the plate, keep it from going all the way back to the backstop, and he does do that, but it is ball 3.
He called curveball in the dirt, and Boyles did a great job blocking it up. Did squirt past him a little bit, got tangled up in Keith Allison, home plate umpire Keith Allison's feet. He kind of bumped it away, but it didn't get away by far. No harm, no foul here, except it is ball 3, so a pitch away from walking in the first run.
And there is that ball 4. Fastball low and outside. So the second walk of the game for Kai Dunbar will be the first run of the game for Hedgesville. Make it 1-0.
Musselman has, we've seen the numbers that Dunbar can put up. At the moment struggling a little bit. Musselman does have a lot of depth pitching. Cam Gill, who's coming to talk to him at the moment, is available. Jason Myers certainly is available. So, not sure, if he gets short started here. He's got plenty of guys behind him, but at the moment they're going to stick with him as he has give up a 1-out single, a walk. He has hit the catcher Trenton Canarium, and then he walked Austin Maynard, now facing the top of the order with 1 out and bases loaded, and Noah Brown.
First pitch to Brown will be outside for the first ball, make it 1-0. Brown started off the game with a ground out to third base for Wyatt Levy.
Grounded out to third there, and that would...
And 1-0 will be also low.
Yeah, he grounded out to third the last time. If he could get that play this time, Musselman could possibly pull a 4-1 double play, but infield's drawn in. They're going to try to cut off the run. They're not going to go for the double play and give up that run, thinking runs might come as a, it might be tough to come up with runs here tonight, so they're going to try to cut it off at the plate if possible.
And that's ball 3. So 7 of the last 8 pitches thrown by Dunbar have been for balls.
So someone's in the bullpen down there. I can't see because the looks like number 11.
I do believe that's number 11, which would be Ethan Hinchman. Now here's the 3-0, and that's going to be strike 1 as Noah Brown had tossed the bat and started jogging his way down to first, so he'll have to go ahead and get back in the batter's box.
Yeah, he never even looked back. He tossed it, took off running up, and they literally had to tell him that the umpire called a strike. He was 2/3 of the way up the baseline, so he definitely thought it was a ball or trying to buy it one way or the other.
That's kind of my thought, and it's just and this 3-1 pitch will be swung on and missed.
So Hinchman has battled it back here, get a 3-2 count. Big at bat here, 1-run lead already. Young Kai Dunbar trying to minimize the damage here. The big hero the other night, Noah Brown, with bases loaded up to the plate, cleared the bases there late in the game and give Musselman or Hedgesville the lead.
Here's this huge 3-2, and this is going to be fouled back and out of play. So, an extraordinarily big at bat here early in this one. So it's Hedgesville up 1-0 after the base on balls, walked in a run with the bases loaded, and now still just 1 out in the inning, full count again. Noah Brown could break this game open.
Musselman still has the defense up.
Here's the pitch, and that's going to be low. Ball 4, another run walked in, 2 in a row, as Hedgesville make it 2-0.
Right now, looks like Josh Hartman's going to come and make a change here as we've got another pitcher coming out. So Kai Dunbar's night is going to end here with the bases loaded. Wasn't able to keep his control there as he had after the one-out single from Williams. It was a walk, hit 3 walks in a row with a hit by pitch sandwiched in there. So just a great job by Hedgesville taking some pitches, working that count there. But for the most part, Dunbar wasn't able to find the strike zone there tonight. So he'll give way to, looks like, Ethan Hinchman.
Yeah, we'll take a 30-second break. And when we come back, we'll be still here in the top of the second. It's 2-0 Hedgesville. Bases loaded and 1 out. This is West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
More Capito has a clear immigration plan.
Law enforcement will deport illegals, and fentanyl dealers will face life in prison.
A clear plan on taxes.
As governor, I'll cut the state income tax completely, and it will attract more companies and more jobs to West Virginia.
And More Capito wrote the bill banning puberty blockers for children, while Morrissey got rich lobbying for the puberty blocker companies. More Capito has a few words for Morrissey.
California's that way.
Pitching change brought to you by Smallwood Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. You can call them at 304-263-3361. Ethan Hinchman is the new pitcher for Musselman. Kai Dunbar gets a start and just goes 1 1/3 innings, gives up 2 hits and 3 walks, walks in 2 runs, as the bases are still loaded here with 1 out for Hedgesville. It's been 7 innings pitched for Ethan Hinchman on the year so far. So he comes in here in a big spot, sectional elimination game.
A really tough spot for the young man is getting the top of this Hedgesville lineup that can do big-time damage. They've already put up 2 runs here, and looking to really possibly blow this open. You're going to need someone to come in and shut the door here to keep Hedgesville from jumping out and getting that early lead, big early lead, and a lot of momentum.
So it looks like, let's reset here. Noah Brown is on first base. Austin Maynard's on second. Trenton Canerium is on third. Bases loaded, 1 out. Hedgesville's already driven in 2 runs in this half inning. And it's going to be Landon Pence with a chance to add on to the lead for the Eagles. And Pence, just like Noah Brown in the top of the first, also grounded out to third base. Ground out to Wyatt Levy. Here's the first pitch from Hinchman. That's going to be low for ball 1. Boyles has to block that one from going behind him.
Pence is a great base hitter here. He's had a great season and doesn't do a lot. Just doesn't try to do a whole lot of things extra. Just keeps it simple. He swings through this one here. Shoots the ball back up the middle. He has a lot of base hits, a lot of singles, a few doubles, but he's just been a great number 2 batter for this team, and does a lot out there in center field. A great center fielder. So big spot here in the game as you have him. He has an opportunity to drive a few runs in here.
The 1-1's way outside in the other batter's box. Count goes to 2-1.
Yeah, Hinchman, that 1-1 pitch there was not even a competitive pitch to offer for as it went way over in the other batter's box.
So 2-1 count here with 1 out. Bases loaded. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be outside. Won't catch the corner. Makes it 3-1 again. So Hedgesville already up 2-0 with 2 runs in this half inning. Has a chance to keep on adding on.
Yeah, they don't even have to, at this point they haven't even really had to swing the bat. Just let the Appleman pitchers walk them around the bases here. Hinchman needs, to find his control.
This is going to be on the ground to Levy. He's going to come home with it, and the throw is off the mark and goes behind. That one is going to score. Here comes the second one to the plate, sliding in head first, and safe is Austin Maynard. So 2-run play there for Hedgesville makes it 4-0. So throwing error on Wyatt Levy as he comes to the plate with it, trying to get the out at home on the force out, and it was just wide. Darren Boyles tried to stretch out and make the play, but he was just too far off the mark.
Yeah, Wyatt Levy was, only, 50 feet because he was drawn up there. It was a couple hops there. He was able to glove it. Looked like he had a good, strong throw at home. Looked like he was going to get the runner by steps. But like you said, Taryn Boyle's trying to stay on the plate there. Then all he could do was just lunge for it, try to keep it from going all the way to the backstop. It bounces off, and a great job by Manor just to continue coming around third and score the second run on the air. Pence moves up to second, Brown to third.
Ian Wolf, he'll take the first pitch here. Big sweeping breaking ball that again goes in the dirt for Musselman. If Boyles has to block it. There's more activity in the Musselman bullpen. I believe it may be Colin Alicio that's been throwing over there, number 3. And a 1-0 to Ian Wolf will be inside for ball 2. So Wolf had the first hit of the game for Hedgesville in the top of the first, a single. He was the only hit of that inning. Now here in the second, it's been 4 runs for Hedgesville. Runners on second and third still. Wolf's going to chop this one over to third. Levy is going to be there and then is going to make the throw over to first. Myers has to really stretch out for that one. Keeps his foot on the base, though. That's out number 2. The runners stay at third and second.
Nice play there by Levy as he checked the runner, came across. Really good play on the other end of it as Myers has saved him there as the ball kind of got up the line and into near the runner, but strong throw. Myers able to stay on the bag, make the tag, and keep the runners at bay there. No one scoring on that ground ball.
Connor Quinn is the 9th batter of the inning. First pitch from Hinchman is high for ball 1.
Wolf's going to go down and throw some pitches. It's been a long inning, and he's been sitting there for a while, so he wants to go down and work on a few things.
Hinchman will take a look over to third. Now he'll come to the plate for the 1-0, and that's going to be high for ball 2.
Yeah, Lucio's down there. He's the sidewinder. So we're going to have Boyles go out and talk to Hinchman as the last 2 pitches have forced Boyles to leave his feet to get. So he's had to do a lot of work back there, reaching and stretching so far, not only from the pitcher but from the throw from the infield. They got away, so they're really working Taryn Boyles here this evening behind the plate.
Connor Quinn ended the first inning by grounding out 6-4 put out by Musselman to end the top of the first. Here's the 2-0, and that's going to be high. It's ball 3 now.
Obviously, you've got first base open at this point, but you just want out of this inning as quickly as possible. And for Musselman, if you're Henchman, you're trying to get something over here, and you're trying to get
first base open here. Not terrible if he loses here. It's going to 4-pitch walk.
Yep, ball 4 is going to put Connor Quinn on first base, and now they've officially batted around in the inning.
And Elliott started off the inning with the ground out on the very first pitch of the inning. 4 runs have scored since then, and lots of free bases given out. And at this point, Elliott last night hit that stinger that ripped off of down into left field and hit off of Oviedo's glove to give Hedgesville that 2-1 lead. So looking here to do something similar.
So Mason Elliott, who started off the inning, grounding out the second base, to take strike 1 to start things out for his second at-bat of the inning. Hinchman throws, and this is fouled straight back.
Hinchman found a couple strikes here, settling in a little bit, coming in a very tough spot. You know, emotions running. You guys kind of slow your heart rate down, do the best you can to minimize that damage, and he has an opportunity here to at least strand 3 runners here.
Here's the 0-2, and that's going to be high. Makes it 1-2. Another bases-loaded situation for Hedgesville, as they've already driven in 4 runs to make it a 4-0 lead. But they have a chance to extend that lead even further out. Here's the next pitch to Elliott. That's going to be a big breaking ball that, again, finds the dirt. Boyles is able to block it, make sure the runners don't advance, but it is now a 2-2 count.
Big spot here if they can get out of it. Hedgesville can really do some damage if he can get something in the gap here. Really put up a big number and kind of cruise.
The first 2-2 pitch is fouled straight back and up and over the press box. So the count will stay where it was. Hinchman looks into Boyles, gets a sign. Here comes the pitch, and then again it'll be a foul ball right back, this time lined into the fence behind the backstop.
Remember early in the year, Hedgesville took a pretty good whipping up here to Musselman, and they kind of went away with a bad taste in their mouth there, and then
another 2-2. This one's going to be hit into center field. Kyle Lohr is going to get under it, and he's going to make the play for the third out and strand the bases loaded. But Hedgesville gets 4 runs up on the board to take a 4-0 lead. We'll take a 60-second break, and when we come back, it'll be the bottom of the second. Musselman will try to get themselves back on the board and get back into this game. This is West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Are you at risk for a heart attack or stroke? WVU Medicine would like to remind you it's important to recognize the signs and symptoms so you can seek medical attention fast. The acronym FAST stands for F, face drooping, A, arm weakness, S, speech difficulty, and T, time to call 911. If you are having a stroke, get medical attention right away. Immediate treatment may decrease the risk of disability and prevent death. This important message is brought to you by WVU Medicine.
I'm Kent Leonhardt, your Commissioner of Agriculture for the great state of West Virginia, and I'm here at the New River Gorge trying to make sure people understand the importance of what the Department of Agriculture does. West Virginia is the only state in the Chesapeake Bay region that's meeting the 2025 restoration goals. We want to make sure that we continue to have the clean waters and the beautiful forests that make West Virginia tourism so popular. I'm Kent Leonhardt, and I'm asking for your vote in the May primary of 2024.
Back here, bottom of the second in Inwood. It's now 4-0 Hedgesville after a 4-run second for the Eagles. Gets themselves the lead. Already knocking out the starting pitcher for Musselman, Kai Dunbar, after an inning and a third. So all 4 runs in the end are going to be responsible to Dunbar after Ethan Hinchman comes in and gets a ground ball. But then Wyatt Levy throws home, and it's a wide throw that allows 2 runners to score after 2 were allowed by Dunbar, walking in 2 runs with the bases loaded. Bottom of the second here, brought to you by Berkeley County Health Department. This is the first pitch by Ian Wolf to the first batter of the inning is in for strike.
Yep. Cameron Gill coming to the plate here. Musselman needs to start chipping away.
And the second pitch will be grounded to second base. And Evan Williams will make the play for out number 1. Again, the bottom of the second brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department for Prevent, Promote, Protect, offering public, clinical, and environmental services at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg.
Bringing up the DH here, Deerstein. Big guy here, got the white pants on, pulled up to the knees, the big green socks, and he's coming in, going to try to get something going here for Musselman, as they've got, like I say, they've got to try to chip away at this to make this a game to put a little pressure on Hedgesville. At the moment, they're totally in control, and they haven't really done a lot at the plate other than just let Musselman walk them around the bases.
And Trevor Deerstein. Second pitch to the at-bat is going to hit this one into right center field. He's going to go for 2, and after a cutoff that hits off the glove of Williams, he's going to slide in head first with a 1-out double.
Yeah, he didn't come out of the box hot, and he come around set first. I was just going to kind of make a hard turn and maybe just hang it up and hold up there with the 4-run deficit and be safe, but he decided to turn on the jets, and the throw came in out there from the right fielder. And Carson Plower forced Evan Williams to jump up, and he knocked it down, but there was no play as Deerstein went in head first. So an opportunity here for Musselman to get one of those runs back.
First pitch to Gantz will be inside. He has to hop out of the way. Makes it 1-0.
All this rain that they were talking about seems to have kind of went away. A beautiful night here for baseball.
as now for now at least. It was raining over in Hedgesville, more to the north side of Berkeley County. This pitch is popped up over towards the third base side, going over for it just with a foot on the foul territory line and then falling over after making the play is Austin Maynard for the second out.
Yeah, it's a tough place to catch a baseball. People kind of laugh when I say that, but the kids come through here and coached a lot of fall ball and some summer ball here, and been out there in that field and the ball go up and just kind of lose it, and it just kind of moves around up there in that atmosphere. Don't know if it's a sunken field that pushes the ball around or the air up there, but it definitely has a little different jet stream here that makes some of these fly balls a little tough to catch.
The 2 outs, runner on second. This first pitch to Isaac Gilbert is going to get into the gap. Or actually, it's going to be Plugger that's able to get in front of it. He's going to throw this into the cutoff man, but not nearly in time for a play at home to be made. Trevor Deerstein scores. It's an RBI single for Isaac Gilbert to make it 4-1.
So Musselman getting some life in him here, hitting the baseball. Ian Wolf probably not going to, lose his composure into the and give up, multiple 5, 6, free bases as Hedgesville was given there in the top of the second, so they're going to have to hit their way on, but Musselman's certainly capable of that, as Isaac Gilbert has been hot here as of late as the number 9 guy. Now you're faced back to the top of the order to turn the lineup over to Kyle Lohr, who also can certainly do some big damage with a swing of the bat.
First pitch to Kyle Lohr is in for strike 1.
You can't count anyone out in this sectional baseball.
Lohr in the bottom of the first flew out to right field. Next pitch is going to be outside for a ball.
6, 7, and 8 due up for Hedgesville in the top of the third.
So Lohr will step back in with a 1-1 count. Gilbert gives himself a solid lead over at first base. Now he's going to go hit and run attempt, and this one's going to be a fair ball down the first base line. And Gilbert's going to easily get himself over to third base. Kyle Lohr with 2 outs keeps things going, keeps the rally alive for Musselman.
It looked like it was going to go foul. It caught something down there in the running lane and kicked back, and it clearly stayed foul after it got over the bag, but it hit foul. I mean, it hit foul at least one time between home and first, and it kicked back, and it stayed right down the line there. So they got a fairly good hop there. Now you're going to see Keith Allison go over, speak to the Hedgesville dugout, and not sure exactly what he's saying to Coach Derek Schneider, but either way, that was a call that, when it was hit, even Kyle Lohr kind of hung up thinking it was going to go foul, but it kicked back fair, and, it ran down the right field line for that in fair territory. So Keith Allison has that call. C.L. Baker had the bag there. Keith Allison says fair. Gilbert was running on the pitch, so he was gone. I mean, running on the contact, so he was easily into third. Lohr has to hold up at first as he got a late jump out of the box.
Ian Wolf's first pitch to Wyatt McClintock will be just on the outside for strike 1. Musselman faithful not happy about that one. Again, it's Coach Brown and Coach Budka as acting managers here this evening for Hedgesville after the ejection of Coach Grove last night. This pitch will be hit up in the air towards center field. Going back for it is Landon Pence, and as he's going back, makes the catch. And that'll retire the side. Musselman's able to get themselves in 1 run to cut the lead down to just 3 for Hedgesville. We'll go to the top of the third. 4-1 Eagles. After the 60-second break, they will come back up the bat and try to extend that lead once more. This is West Virginia High School baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Are you at risk for a heart attack or stroke? WVU Medicine would like to remind you it's important to recognize the signs and symptoms so you can seek medical attention fast. The acronym FAST stands for F, face drooping, A, arm weakness, S, speech difficulty, and T, time to call 911. If you're having a stroke, get medical attention right away. Immediate treatment may decrease the risk of disability and prevent death. This important message is brought to you by WVU Medicine.
I'm Kent Leonhardt, your Commissioner of Agriculture for the great state of West Virginia, and I'm here at the New River Gorge trying to make sure people understand the importance of what the Department of Agriculture does. West Virginia is the only state in the Chesapeake Bay region that's meeting the 2025 restoration goals. We want to make sure that we continue to have the clean waters and the beautiful forests that make West Virginia tourism so popular. I'm Kent Leonhardt, and I'm asking for your vote in the May primary of 2024.
So you're going to the top of the third here in Inwood. It looks like Musselman has gone very early here, probably earlier than you would have liked to Jason Myers on the mound after Ethan Hinchman comes in relief, gets himself 2 outs, so just 2/3 of the inning worked for Hinchman. No runs credited to him, as the runners that were on base that came in on that error were responsible to Kai Dunbar. So now be Jason Myers on the mound for Musselman, trying to stop the bleeding at 4 runs and get Musselman back into this game. Top of the third, brought to you by the Dutch Miller Automotive Group, home of friends and family pricing.
Yeah, I mean, comes Jason Myers to the mound. He was in my mind, he was a probable starter tonight. He's coming off an injury. When I seen Kai Dunbar starting, I knew he had a great outing against Hedgesville. Thought maybe that, they could get some innings out of him and Jason could come in and start. Maybe was the thought process. I didn't get, much of that information when I spoke to Coach Josh Hartman, other than, he had a lot of big praise for Kai Dunbar, and his stats show that he certainly deserved a start there. And, but having some depth here, it's good, as they chip away and hit the ball hard against Ian Wolf, they're going to bring in Myers now. So instead of having to go 7 innings, he's got to go, 5 innings with that, his stamina hasn't quite been built back since the injury. So did get a couple innings out of some other guys. So Jason's here to try to shut the door here and give his team a chance to fight their way back into this and get a win. So we'll see how this plays out as he's come in with a 4-1 deficit at the moment, so see how he does.
And the first pitch to Evan Williams is hit out foul territory, going over for it, and making a great play on the run is Isaac Gilbert. Or no, it looks like it came out of his glove. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, great effort there. And twice we've seen now a ball down the right field line. The Musselman fielders have just given all they've got. Is Kyle Laura's all the way over here now handing the hat to Ryder Gann. So you're going to have to call a timeout and get the center fielder back in position before we play because he's still in the right field.
So some movement around the infield as well for Musselman to try to figure out who's. It looks like, I believe Cam Gill is over at first base now.
Oh, all we did was take Myers from first to pitcher, and the pitcher was removed, and it looks like that we got Connor Chansey as it.
Okay.
He's in the pitcher spot at the moment. Everything else has stayed the same from what I can tell.
1-1 pitch hit on the ground to second base. Gilbert throws on to first for the first out. Got the numbers mixed up there. The fonts of the 5 and the 6 look a little similar. So yes, that is Connor Chansey now at first base.
So I think the batting order is going to stay the same. The same guys are going to bat. I think Deerstein's still going to stay the DH, but I believe Kai Dunbar give way to Hinchman, and now Hinchman's give way to Connor Chansey as Myers moved to the mound, and they're going to be playing and as Deerstein hits for them.
And now this is going to be hit by Mason Carter softly to shortstop, fired over by Gill to first, but not in time. It's going to be an infield single for Mason Carter.
Yeah, just a bad lock single there. When he swung the bat, it looked like it was going to go. One first step back for Gill, then he come charging in, drops on the grass, takes a hop, and speeding out of the box was Mason Carter, hard 90, and he beats it by a step. So Jason Myers turns, looks at Gill, says, "Don't worry about it." Gives him the thumb and the pinky to say, "Back to me, we're turning 2."
So now Trent Canarium steps in, takes ball 1 outside from Myers to start his at-bat.
Canarium was hit by a pitch last inning during that stint of free bases given up by multiple Musselman, by the 2 Musselman pitchers last inning. Runner going.
And there will be no attempt as the ball comes out of the glove of Taryn Boyles as it's low and outside. Stolen base for Mason Carter. So, yeah, just like that, runners in scoring position again for Hedgesville. 1 out. 4-1 is our score. Hedgesville leading. Top of the third. Myers looks back at second. Now he'll come to the plate. And this one will get over the plate for strike one.
Yeah, he's found the strikes on the outside corner.
Canerium hit by a pitch in his first at-bat, which loaded the bases before 2 more walks drove in the first 2 runs of the game for Hedgesville last inning. Canerium check swing, and this will find the outside corner anyway for strike 2.
And Jason Myers getting hooked up here with Keith Allison on that outside corner as he's throwing 2 hard fastballs on the outer half to Canerium, and both for strikes. 2-2 count here. See if he goes back.
Here's the pitch. Myers. This is going to be softly hit the other way and down for a base hit. Held up at third is Carter. It'll be a single for Trenton Canerium. Put runners on the corners with 1 out.
So 2 soft singles here, and nothing's really been hit hard off Myers, but Hedgesville putting the ball in play. When you put the ball in play, a lot of times good things happen. At the moment, Hedgesville's not letting the umpire, call them out on strikes, or they just been shortening up, trying to get the ball in play. Seeing an infield bloop single by Mason Carter. Now we see a kind of a flare to right field from Canerium, who give way to number 21. Once again, Matt Johns in as a courtesy runner for the catcher.
Myers will step off, make the fake over to third, and look over to first as well.
Got Austin Manor to the plate, walked the last time as well. Another recipient of one of the free base inning last inning.
Manor will hit this one and right to Isaac Gilbert in the air for out number 2.
Big out there because pretty much anything, that's on the ground for the most part, or even anything in the air in the outfield is going to score Mason Carter. So now you can push the infield back a little bit and try for the out at second or first here and not worry about the runner on third as much. Hedgesville, last inning left 3 runners on. Even though they did score 4, they left the bases loaded. So here Musselman has an opportunity to keep that stint of base runners left on going. So
this one's way outside. Boyle is able to stay in front of it well enough to where Johns can't go from first to second.
John smacking himself on the helmet knowing he missed an opportunity there to read a dirt ball to move up easily. And so, he stays there. And so, a little brain fart there.
1-0 to Noah Brown. He's going to cut through this one. Misses for strike 1. Makes it 1-1. And runners on the corners. 2 outs. Hedgesville still leads 4-1.
I can tell you Jason Myers not wanting to end his season here. He wanted the baseball. You could tell by the way he's throwing that he wants the ball.
1-1 is going to catch the zone on the outside part. Fastball for strike 2.
Great pitch right there. I mean, they weren't getting that pitch. It was getting too far out into the left-handed batter's box. Uncompetitive, pitches, and Myers has come in and been all around the zone, giving up 2 soft singles and some soft contact, but he's a pitch away from getting out of it.
Runner goes from first, and that's going to be a swing and a miss for strike 3. Jason Myers gets out of the jam without giving up any runs. He gives up 2 hits, strands runners on the corners. And Musselman will go back up to bat in the bottom of the third, still trailing by 3 at 4-1. We'll take a 60-second break and be back to see the Applemen try to cut back in. It's West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I'm Kent Leonhardt, your Commissioner of Agriculture for the great state of West Virginia, and I'm here at the New River Gorge trying to make sure people understand the importance of what the Department of Agriculture does. West Virginia is the only state in the Chesapeake Bay region that's meeting the 2025 restoration goals. We want to make sure that we continue to have the clean waters and the beautiful forests that make West Virginia tourism so popular. I'm Kent Leonhardt, and I'm asking for your vote in the May primary of 2024.
I'm Chris Warner, the proven conservative candidate for Secretary of State. I led the Republican Party in West Virginia as we began our march to a supermajority, and I was appointed by President Trump to lead rural development in West Virginia. I'm a proud father of 5 children who proudly served in uniform, and I will continue my service as Secretary of State as I stand with President Trump to protect elections, cut the red tape for business owners, and fight federal overreach. I'm Chris Warner, and I'd appreciate your vote for Secretary of State.
Paid for by Chris Warner for West Virginia.
Back for the bottom of the third here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. The bottom of the third is brought to you by the team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results. If you're looking for a home in the tri-state, they have you covered. Jason Myers comes in for Musselman and starts off his stint on the mound with no runs given up, although 2 softly hit singles had some trouble brewing for the Applemen, but that's all that they were able to get going. And now Jason Myers will come to the mound, or come to the plate. Excuse me, he's in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, he's in the on-deck. Yeah.
I should know Jason Myers has the red helmet.
Here comes Boyles to the plate. Boyles base hit last time. He swings the bat early. It's aggressive.
That's what I get for going off of the font on the Musselman jerseys, where the 5s and 6s look the same and the 8s and the 9s look the same. So, yes, Taryn Boyles had a single to start off the game for himself in the bottom of the first. And here's the 0-1 to him in his second at-bat. That's going to be high for ball 1.
Musselman finding himself in the same spot that Hedgesville was in the other night, late in the game, down 4-1. And Hedgesville was able to come back. Musselman's going to do all they can to keep their season alive, as Hedgesville will, we've seen what they can do in 2 nights as they did this battle with all that grit that they have.
And the next pitch of the at-bat is going to be over the head of Boyles as he ducks out of the way. Counts now 2-1. Here's the next pitch from Wolf, and that's again going to be inside, and having to move out of the way of that is Boyles. Brings the count to 3-1.
Hard to wear that one. Mid-80s fastball right at your hip bone there, but certainly had the makings of it if he doesn't get out of the way, but he gets out of the way of that.
3-1's going to be popped up, and we'll see if it stays in play. Canarium's going to go back for it, but it's going to be over our heads and past the press box.
I heard it hit some blacktop back there, so it got into the crowd area. As seeing the eyeballs of these guys here close to us go up and back down, and kind of some oohs and ahs, so must have got close to someone here.
Here's the next pitch. This is going to be hit into left center field. This is going to be a tough play for the outfielders out there. And diving forward is Pence. He can't get there. And now before it gets to the wall, Mason Carter is going to grab it, but it's going to be an easy double for Taryn Boyles to start off the bottom of the third.
Yeah, Boyles did great hitting there. He got in that thing, got in the gap when it left the bat. I was really sure that it was going to get down and get off the fence there. Pence, much like Ryder Gans early in the game, took off after it and had that closing speed and then dove that ground out there and almost took a shot, almost got it there. So these two teams are laying out and giving it all they got. But what would you expect in an EPAC game, a sectional game, especially elimination game, where you have to lay it all on the line, and these guys are doing that right now. Is Jason Martin has an opportunity. Jason Myers, I don't know why I got Carter in my brain. I'm looking at him out there with his hand crossed, but Jason Myers coming to the plate with a chance to help himself.
Myers struck out looking against Wolf his first time up, so now as this is a pitcher versus pitcher battle, Myers has a chance to get back into this game. And first pitch, it's going to be another one into the left center field gap, but going over for it and making the catch is the left fielder Mason Carter.
Almost identical spot, just a little more air under it and a little closer to the Carter that time, but he took it for a ride as Musselman is really finding the barrel here against Ian Wolf these last couple of bats and giving them some life. They're down 4-1 on the scoreboard, but it looks like that they're going to continue to battle and fight, and they are going to put the bat on the ball against Ian Wolf here. As we've seen what Ian Wolf can do in the Jefferson game, is he can shut a team down, but at the moment Hedgesville or Musselman is not willing to go away.
So Wyatt Levy, who flew out to Mason Carter in his first at-bat, will step in, take ball 1 to start the at-bat.
Levy flew out to center field his first time up.
So Wolf looked back at second base at Boyles and now come to the plate. And this is going to be outside for ball 2, 2-0. And Boyles on second base with 1 out. It's a 3-run lead for Hedgesville that they try to maintain here in the bottom of the third. Wolf with a long look in at Canaria behind the plate for the sign. Takes a check back at second and now throws. This is going to be fouled straight back and over our heads here in the press box. And it's strike 1.
Getting a lot of text, and I think a lot of people are watching this game from home. We had a huge crowd last night at Hedgesville. Tonight, a couple people are gathering together, and I know Riley Bub is out there checking in. He's texting me, and haven't heard from him in a while, but apparently his number changed. So, Riley, I've been trying to get a hold of you and giving you your props for a great season at Potomac State, but sounds like your number changed on me.
This 2-1 is going to be in the dirt and past Canarium just enough for Boyles to be able to make his way over to third base.
Musselman still trying to chip away, and talking about a couple guys who's made it, who had a great season. Riley Bubb had a great season at Potomac State. He's a Hedgesville alumni. He was at the game last night cheering on his teammates. Today at Fairmont State, we've seen Cam Moore hit for the cycle and have 9 RBIs, batting leadoff. So
wow.
He was on fire today. So
freshman.
Those guys that played together in the summer just doing a great job at the collegiate level.
3-1 count, taken for strike 2 to Levy. Oh. Guys like that together on a team was no wonder the post-14 Hornets won the state championship last season.
Right now, Wyatt Levy needs to chip away at this lead, and Wolf's trying to close this inning out.
It's going to be high for ball 4 to Levy. That's going to put runners on the corners.
So we're going to see a pitching. Going to see Derek Snyder come out and check on his pitcher here as he's had some hard contact. This inning from the first 2 batters now a walk, so he's going to go out and check on Ian Wolf. It doesn't seem like much. It seems like Hedgesville has a 3-1 lead, but in this EPAC sectional, especially in this section and across the county line down there in the other section, this just every pitch you just have to hang on. You can't just take a bat off. You can't just kind of hang in there and just let the other team hang around. You have to try to if you're Hedgesville, you got to put an end to this inning and get that momentum back as Musselman down 4-0 suddenly looks like a team that has some life, hitting the ball well as Cam Gill's coming to the plate. So we know for a fact that the triangle of Martinsburg, Hedgesville, Musselman, those 3 teams, they fight each other, in like I said earlier, like a 15-round heavyweight match. So, a lot of baseball to be played here, and Hedgesville has to be careful they don't let Musselman get a big inning, get some momentum.
Now Cam Gill squares around and bunts down to first base. They're going to toss it over to first, and Ian Wolf covers and makes the play. But it's an RBI, as coming across the score is Taryn Boyles to make it 4-2.
Yeah, great play there. Great bunt by Cam Gill. He put it right down the line as Elliott had the hold. So he put it down the first baseline. Elliott charged as Gill went by him. Thought maybe there was a shot there, but a great job by Ian Wolf covering. Got him by a step, but the safety squeeze works. Cuts the lead in half. And with Myers on the mound, Josh Hartman going to a little bit of small ball there. Just a chip away. Not really worried about having a really big inning, but just wants to get his team in a competitive spot here where they can, put some pressure on Hedgesville. So great job there by the batter and call by the coach.
Trevor Deerstein steps back in, fouls off the first pitch of the at-bat. If he's able to get himself a double like he did in his first at-bat of the game, then Musselman can go ahead and cut this 2-run deficit in half.
That's all you can do when you're down 4-0 is just continue to chip away. And, Hedgesville out there just trying to get out of this inning, much like Musselman did earlier in the second inning.
And Deerstein is going to line this right at Evan Williams at second base, who will bring the ball into the glove for the third out. So we'll go to the fourth. It's 4-2 Hedgesville. Musselman able to get 1 run up on the board to bring the deficit from 3-2. We'll take a 60-second break and be back with more West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I'm Bob Blankenship, Democrat candidate for United States Senate.
Hamas is a Palestinian political party. Its goal? To destroy Israel. So Americans are shocked that our college students riot in support of Hamas. But America shouldn't be surprised. Our government lets our enemies become our neighbors. In fact, the 19 Arab terrorists who attacked America on 9/11 were already living in America. Our government is our own worst enemy. Let's avoid another 9/11. Please vote Don Blankenship for Senate, who paid for this ad.
Republican Wayne Clark, your delegate for West Virginia's 99th District. Income tax cuts for all West Virginians? Wayne delivered. School choice for kids and families? Wayne delivered. Protecting our kids from online predators? Wayne delivered. Republican Wayne Clark has worked to pass some of the most conservative policies in our state, protecting the rights of the unborn and our Second Amendment rights, bringing good-paying jobs for West Virginians. Vote to re-elect Wayne Clark in the Republican primary on May 14th. Paid for by Wayne Clark for West Virginia.
We've gone to the fourth inning now. The top of the fourth is brought to you by Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Company. Reliable coverage since 1877. Call 304-263-0809 for a quote today, or visit fmiwv.com. Musselman was able to cut into the lead of Hedgesville a little bit there in the bottom of the third and make it 4-2 as they get themselves the safety squeeze RBI in to drive in a run. So now Jason Myers comes out for his second inning of work on the mound against the Hedgesville offense.
This game could come down to whether or not Jason Myers can keep this team off the board, as this ball's ripped into center field and Kyle Lohr is not going to get there.
Yep, over the head of Kyle Lohr is that ball from Landon Pence on the first pitch of the inning. That's going to be an easy stand-up double.
As I was getting ready to say, it's going to come down to whether or not, I was going to say that it's going to come down to whether or not Jason Myers can, keep this team, keep Hedgesville, keep his team within striking distance, keep Hedgesville off the board as his offense, tries to catch up. And just as I say, the backside of that is Hedgesville is going to have to tack on some more runs. I don't think Ford is going to beat this team tonight. I think you're going to see some runs, and so. Just as I was about to say that, Landon Pence delivers one straight directly over Kyle Lohr's head to send him to the fence, and he just couldn't get there for a stand-up double to start the inning.
So now Ian Wolf will come up to bat, and the first pitch is going to be past Taryn Boyles. A wild pitch is going to let Landon Pence move up to third base. So just like that, 2 pitches into the inning, Hedgesville has a runner on third. Chance to extend this 4-2 lead back out. It was a 4-0 lead after the top of the second, and Musselman is able to chip away with 1 run in the bottom of the second and bottom of the third.
Crowd starting to file in here. We're starting to see the bleachers fill up. See some Martinsburg players and coaching staff out here kind of keeping an eye on this game here, doing a little scouting. Coach Bo Bartley is tuned in from Morgantown watching the game, Martinsburg's coach. So a lot of people tuned in, a lot of interest in this game, and it has a lot of bearing on what happens tomorrow.
Myers' second pitch of the at-bat is in for strike 1 to Ian Wolf. And you're right, Tripp, winner of this game goes on to face Martinsburg for the sectional championship, and it'll be a win 2 or go home situation for the winner of this game.
Infield drawn in.
Strike
Myers.
2 called for Ian Wolf.
Myers gets the curveball that starts at the plate and breaks across the plate on that one. So got that outer half curveball.
So a quick 1-2 to Ian Wolf as this pitch is inside for ball 2.
Yeah, 2-seam fastball, run in just a little bit, but it was just up just enough they didn't get the call there. So 2-ball, 2-strike, infield in, nobody out. Pence with the lead-off double and advancing on a wild pitch is at third, nobody out.
Myers will throw, and this is a big swing and miss for strike 3. Yeah, second strikeout for Myers.
Just what the doctor ordered for Myers there, as he, trying to keep, any contact there to save the run as the infield was in, and the outfield's pretty deep there, so there's a lot of grass between, a lot of space between the infield and the outfield for a ball to drop in at this point. Here comes Connor Quinn to the plate.
The first pitch to Connor Quinn in his third at-bat now is outside for ball one.
Musselman opting to chip away at the lead and just bunt in the run. Hedgesville for the moment is looking like they just want to try to nobody out, see if they can get this run in through just hitting the baseball and extending the inning, not giving up outs for runs at the moment.
Second pitch is fouled back. It'll even the count at 1 apiece. 1-1, 1 out. Runner on third. 4-2 lead for Hedgesville as they try to drive in another one here against Jason Myers. And Quinn will step back into the plate. He is 0 for 1 so far with a ground out and a walk where he eventually came around and scored. 1-1 is outside for ball two.
Good job by Quinn to just lay off that. Last night he got a couple of curveballs from right-hander Lane DeLaura with the game that we did where he offered for that pitch. So tonight, seeing the ball a little better. Last night a couple times he swung at some pitches on the outer half on curveballs. So did a little work, a little adjustment, and making him better for today. And that's all you can do as a high school hitter is try to get better each day as we see the same exact pitch here.
And also just a little outside, 3-1 now. The first base is open with the runner on third, and we get a check swing inside. They'll go down and say that he did go around.
Yeah, that pitch was inside. He checked swing and didn't get the strike call. Would have been ball 4, but he did check his swing there. And C.L. Baker down there at first got the check, and he gave the strike call. So we're going to a 3-2 count on Connor Quinn.
Here's the full count pitch from Myers. This is going to be hit on the ground and bobbled by Gilbert. He's going to have no choice but to just go to first with it. And the run will score from third base.
Nice job there by Connor Quinn, not trying to do too much. Just, slap the ball to the other side. Try to drive that run in any way at all. Just don't strike out there. If you don't strike out, you have a really, really, high percentage chance of scoring that run. So Connor Quinn taking that easy RBI, clears the bases, and Hedgesville gets that run back.
Mason Elliott will step back in and have his second at-bat, and this will be ball one. Now here's the next pitch. Strike one called on the inside part of the plate.
Hedgesville working. They've found a little success against Jason Myers, a couple soft singles, and then the big blow by by Landon Pence has got that run back.
And the 1-1 is also going to catch the plate, strike 2. So it's now 5-2 Hedgesville here with 2 outs. It's a 1-2 count. Jason Myers just need one more strike to get out of this inning with only the 1 run allowed. Here's the 1-2, and that is going to run in, check, swing. I'm going to say it's a foul ball, I believe, for Mason Elliott as it hits off of Elliott and goes back towards the Hedgesville dugout. I think it might have hit.
Yeah, he come around for the swing, and Jason Myers has a fastball that runs in, and that particular one ran in, and it got him on the fingers. Myers throws the ball, easily 84, 85 at times, and that was a fastball that he reached back, so I'm sure it was in the mid-80s as it ran in and gets Elliott on the finger, and that is just very painful. And I believe it is the glove hand of Elliott, and so that's somewhat of a plus, as he is one of their starter, staff, and their pitching staff, one of their starters, and could possibly be the starter for the next game if they survive this and hold on to this lead. So seeing him swing the bat is a good thing, and hopefully nothing but just some bruising there that he can fight through. Hopefully nothing serious, but it looks like he's going to continue on. And 1-2 count here for Jason Myers, 2 outs.
And here comes his pitch. And this is going to be hit right to Jason Myers. He jumps up and makes the catch. Had to kind of take a step or two back on the pitcher's mound and jump up and get that one. And that's where the height of Jason Myers comes in handy. Be able to make the play. And for the third out.
He had to show some athleticism there, didn't he? As he come up and jumped off the back. When you're on the mound and you jump back, the ground's a little farther back. So great job there by Jason.
Yeah, but at first it looked like it might get over his head, but he was able to make that leaping play. So now it's 1 run in the inning for Hedgesville to get themselves back up to a 3-run lead, 5-2. We'll take a 60-second break and be back for the bottom of the fourth here in Inwood. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
West Virginia, you have an opportunity to elect the most pro-gun governor in the nation. Patrick Morrissey is a tried and true proponent of our right to keep and bear arms. During his time as Attorney General, Patrick Morrissey has expanded concealed carry reciprocity agreements with other states. He also led a coalition of states in their lawsuit against the ATF's unconstitutional pistol brace rule. Patrick Morrissey even took the Obama administration to the Supreme Court over their attacks on gun owners and the Second Amendment. That's why Gun Owners of America is proud to endorse 2A defender Patrick Morrissey for West Virginia governor. Get out and vote to protect the 2A. Vote Patrick Morrissey for governor. Gun Owners of America paid for and is responsible for the contents of this message.
Back here for the bottom of the fourth from Inwood. Bottom of the fourth on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 is brought to you by Mother Shucker's Crab Shack, located at 1014 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. If you don't like it, shuck it up, Buttercup. Now, we've learned, thankfully, we have great journalists in the press box up here, like Rick Kozlowski, who allowed us to know that Cash Dunham was a late scratch, as we were talking about earlier, because he's sick.
Yep.
So it looks like he was going to try to give it a go, but as game time approached, he just wasn't able to give it. He wasn't able to.
Yep. So we can put all the speculation behind as to whether or not there was he tweaked something or hurt or something happened over there that caused a late scratch. But it's just that he's not feeling well. So hope he can get better, and prayers out to him. Hopefully he can get out there as we see a first pitch bunt foul. For strike one by Ryder Gaines as he tried to surprise Hedgesville with a bunt down the first baseline for a base hit. But, yep, so we are hoping that all's well over there with Cash Dunham, and he can, it's just a 24-hour bug or something.
So Ian Wolf out here for his fourth inning of work in a 5-2 game, his team having the lead, and he's going to get strike 2 called on this breaking ball. Wolf, so far in 3 innings of work, he's given up just 4 hits and 1 walk, given up 2 runs, gotten himself 1 strikeout. Here's the 0-2, and that'll be low. Canarium picks that one before it goes to the backstop.
Come back in as Canarium set up outside, left umpire Keith Allison kind of wide open, and as that ball cut in the dirt there, cut back in, had Allison dancing a little bit.
And the 1-2 will be hit back. Fouled towards the backstop. Gansey keeps himself alive.
Gantz trying to get on base here. Isaac Gilbert's been hot today. Got a single. Kyle, and then that would hand it back over to the top of the order. So a big, a big chance here for Gantz to get things going. But Ian Wolf needs to keep the bottom of the lineup off the bases so he doesn't have to face those guys at the top like Lohr and McClintock and Boyles as he throws the ball high here. Count goes to 2-2.
Now Wolf will ready back on the rubber. Here's the 2-2. And this is going to be hit over towards third base, but foul over by Austin Manor. Throw the ball back to his pitcher. Isaac Gilbert comes over to give his teammate his bat back as Gantz made his way down towards first base. So now Gantz will step back into the batter's box and ready for another 2-2 pitch. Here's a pitch from Wolf. He's going to hit this one in play over towards second base, hit softly and up in the air. And Evan Williams is able to make that play for the first out.
Flew out the third baseman in the first inning there. Now he's flew out here to the second baseman this inning as he hands the baton over to Isaac Gilbert with 1 out, nobody on. Isaac trying to get something started here, and Ian Wolf just trying to get clean innings here and keep Musselman off the board and keep them behind them.
Gilbert will take a stab at this first pitch, foul it off the other way, make it 0-1. So recap where we are so far here, bottom of the fourth. Hedgesville got themselves a 4-run top of the second inning after the bases were loaded by the starting pitcher Kai Dunbar. 2 runs were walked in, then a throwing error allowed 2 more to come in, make it 4-0 Hedgesville. And as the next pitch is fouled off again by Gilbert, that made it 4-0 after the top of the first. Then Musselman came back, bottom of the second, got themselves 1 run up on the board. RBI single by Isaac Gilbert. Then they cut into it again with a second run in the bottom of the third. And then Hedgesville added 1 in the last half inning. This pitch is chopped on the ground right to Ian Wolf, the pitcher, and he'll toss it over to first base for the second out.
Yeah, he just threw the bat at it there with 2 strikes, and it bounced off the turf, off the grass there, jumped up. Wolf kind of jumped up, gave a little leap there to grab it, then ran it almost all the way to first base, got within about 10 feet of Elliott, and just tossed it over for the easy out. So they get to face Kyle Lohr with bases empty, which is always what you'd like to do. If you're the opposing pitcher against Kyle Lohr, you don't want to have to face him with the bases loaded or guys on.
Lohr will take the first pitch for strike 1. He's 1 for 2 so far. Flew out the right field in the first inning and then got himself a single in the second. There's the 0-1. That'll be outside on the fastball.
Musselman getting that number 2 seed in this section, probably really because they beat Hedgesville twice during the season and beat them pretty handily one time, and they put together a pretty good season. But since then, Hedgesville's come in here and got, as the ball goes on the outside, for Hedgesville's coming here and got the victory the other night and hold a lead right now. So, the 3 seed in this section is the reason why we are at Musselman, because Musselman is the 2 seed.
And here's the 2-1. The Lohr, he's going to hit this one right back to the fence behind home plate. So that's strike 2, brings the count to 2-2 with 2 outs in this 5-2 fourth inning. So Lohr will step back into the plate now. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher.
Lohr's one of the guys who can give his team a spark.
And Lohr's going to pop this one high up into the night sky, and it looks like the first baseman, Mason Elliott, will easily be under it and make the play for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down goes Musselman. I believe that's the first 3 up, 3 down inning we've seen from either side so far in this one as we go to inning number 5. And it's 5-2, Hedgesville leading Musselman. We'll take the 60-second break and be back with more West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Pro-abortion Tammy Hess is a lifetime woke progressive Democrat running as a Republican. She is supported by Jefferson County white supremacists, Shepherdstown liberals, and she supports the chemical castration of children. She also supports higher county property taxes and a new Green Deal. Enough is enough. Vote for the only true religious conservative Republican candidate in this race, Dr. Joseph DeSoto, paid for by the Eastern Panhandle Republican Association.
Our southern border is in chaos. Illegal immigration, rising crime, and unsafe elections. This is Joe Biden's America.
Hi, I'm Doug Scaff, Republican, running for Secretary of State. I'll secure our elections, create more jobs, and defeat Biden's radical agenda.
West Virginia needs Republican Doug Scaff as Secretary of State to defend our West Virginia values.
I'm asking you to vote for me, Doug Scaff, for Secretary of State.
Still 5-2 Hedgesville after a scoreless bottom of the fourth from Musselman. Jason Myers going back to the mound for his 3rd inning of work. Top of the 5th on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 is brought to you by L.A. Roberts Jewelers, committed to excellence in quality, design, and craftsmanship, located at 146 North Queen Street in Martinsburg. It'll be the 6, 7, 8 hitters for Hedgesville due up in the top of the 5th. Evan Williams, Mason Carter, Trenton Canerium, who have been big parts of what Hedgesville has been able to do so far. Evan Williams got himself a single and came around the score in the 2nd inning. And Carter and Canerium both drew walks. One was a traditional walk, one was hit by pitch. Both of them scored as part of that 4-run second inning. Here's the first pitch to Williams for strike one from Myers.
Williams doing a great job stepping in, as we mentioned last inning, with for the not feeling well cashed Dunham.
Myers' second pitch will be low, picked out of the dirt by Boyles for ball one. As I mentioned, Williams is 1 for 2. Had that single in the second inning, grounded out to second base in the third inning. And now the 1-1 is going to be hit over towards the softball fields, over on the first base side, over the Hedgesville dugout.
Musselman had it working a little bit, chipping away at it in that 1-2-3 inning there last inning, just with the doctor order for Hedgesville, and kind of quieted the crowd, quieted Musselman down a little bit, kind of took the momentum back as they scored in the top of the fourth, and then shut Musselman out in the bottom of the fourth. So at this point, we're just kind of moving along, and both teams kind of going quietly at the moment.
Myers is 1-2 pitches inside for ball two. Williams will step back in on the right side of the plate, take the pitch from the righty Myers. It's going to be chopped over the head of Jason Myers and up the middle into center field. A little bit of a Baltimore chop almost, near the home plate bag. And a single, another one for Evan Williams.
Yeah, Evan Williams coming in, making the best of his opportunities there as he chopped that one over the head there. Once again, Jason Myers hasn't been hit hard except for the Landon Pence shot over the head. But, in baseball, you just have to have good at bats, get the bat on the ball, and good things can happen. At the moment, Hedgesville continues to put pressure on Myers.
And squaring around a bunt is Mason Carter. This one's outside for ball one. It's the 6th hit of the game so far for Hedgesville.
Musselman defense just kind of running the wheel play there, keeping the first baseman at home, letting the pitcher have the first baseline, charging the third baseman, and everybody moving right to left, cover bags.
Myers will try to throw over to first for Williams. Not in time. Chancey will throw the ball back over to him. Here comes the 1-0 from Myers. He sets and readies and fires. Another bunt attempt. It's going to go right back off the bat of Carter.
If Myers threw that ball on the outer half, Mason Carter wanting to get it down the first baseline if at all possible, out of Wyatt Levy, who's breathing down his neck there on third base, out of his play area there, and as he's come charging down third, covering that third baseline really well.
And another bunt attempt. This is going to go straight up. Boyles takes the mask off and is able to make the play for out number one.
Yeah, nice play by Boyles. As soon as that ball went up, the helmet came off and he got after it. So, good job by Williams to retreat on that, read the ball down, and get back so he doesn't get doubled up. As now we have Canarium up with one out.
So the catcher makes a play for Musselman, and now the catcher for Hedgesville enters the batter's box. Now one out in this 5-2 game in the top of the fifth. And this first pitch is outside for ball one. Canarium so far hit by a pitch in his first at-bat, came around to score, and then had a single in the third inning. And now throwing over to first base again, keeping Williams honest, is Myers.
Except for that inning where Musselman give all those free bases in the air, they've played Hedgesville pretty much, pitch for pitch, but they just could not find the strike zone there in that second inning and allowed Hedgesville to jump out to a pretty healthy 4-0 lead as we're into a 5-2 game now here in the fifth.
The second pitch of the at-bat was high for ball two, so make it 2-0. Myers throws. Breaking ball will find the plate for strike one. Now Myers looks into Boyles at the plate. Takes a look over at Williams at first. Now he'll set and fire. Another breaking ball, and again, taking this pitch looking is Canarium for strike 2 now.
Yep, Canarium seeing that curve ball as it moves away and stays in the strike zone, the outer half. Good job by Myers to come fight back from that 2-0.
After another pickoff attempt, Myers will set again, and he's going to hit this one softly to second base. They're not going to be able to turn 2. Gilbert's just going to throw on to first base to Chansey for the second out.
That ball cued off the grass. You could see it roll back and it hit that grass and curled back and could have gotten away from Gilbert's coming charging in. Had to kind of make a do-or-die play, and with all that spin on it, he picks it up and makes a nice play. There was absolutely no chance to turn to or even get Williams going to second the way that ball was, softly hit. So it'll bring up Austin Manor to the plate here with a man on second, an RBI opportunity with 2 outs.
First pitch to Manor is going to be taken for ball 1. Manor walked with the bases loaded in his first at-bat and then lined out to Gilbert at second base in his second at-bat. Myers takes a look back at second. Now here he comes to the plate. The 1-0 is taken for strike 1.
Yeah, he's really moved. He's really, like I say, that ball of his, that cut fastball, that two-seam fastball cut back in. So you give up on the outer half, and it comes back, and and that's one of his out pitches, including that 12-6 curve ball.
And the 1-1 is inside for ball 2. So Hedgesville, with 2 outs, has a runner in scoring position, trying to extend their 5-2 lead here in the top of the 5th. And Musselman trying to strand another runner on to keep themselves within striking distance here at 3 runs. Myers takes a double take back at second. Now comes to the plate, and the breaking ball finds the zone for strike 2. So now Manor will step out of the box and step back in. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Myers looking back at Williams. Now the pitch. And it's going to be fouled off the catcher and back to the backstop. Manor keeps himself alive.
Everybody will reset here. 2-2, 2 outs. Man on second. 5-2 ball game here, top of the 5th. Musselman's got 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up. Myers trying to make sure that Musselman stays within striking distance as he trying to get the number 9 hitter so he doesn't have to face Noah Brown to lead off with guys on. Austin Manor trying to find a little green here to give Hedgesville a run.
2-2 in the dirt, bounces away from Boyles, so Williams is going to be able to easily find third base. He'll make a small rounder around third, but he'll stay there.
Yeah, it was a wild pitch. Nothing that Boyles could do there as Myers reached back for a fastball there on the outer half, got away, got into the left-handed batter's box. He got over, got it blocked as best he could, just squirted away, and now we moved the runner up to 90 feet. So 3-2, 2 outs. Leadoff batter on deck, number 9 batter up. Jason Myers has to be careful here that he doesn't give anything too good. He's going to have to be competitive here with this pitch.
Here's the payoff pitch. It's going to be hit towards third base. Wyatt Levy is going to be able to make it after 2 hops. Throws the first to Chansey and makes the play to retire the side. So they'll strand the runner on third base and keep it to a 3-run deficit. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th after the 60-second break. See if Musselman can cut back into this 3-run lead for Hedgesville. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
On January 18th, Rob Blair was appointed by the Berkeley County Commission to fill the vacancy of sheriff. A retired captain with the West Virginia State Police, Rob Blair is putting his 35 years of experience and training in law enforcement, administration, and supervision to work for the citizens of Berkeley County. A vote for Rob Blair for sheriff is a vote for honesty, integrity, professionalism, and proven leadership. Paid for by Committee to Elect Rob Blair for Sheriff.
Pro-abortion Tammy Hess is a lifetime woke progressive Democrat running as a Republican. She is supported by Jefferson County white supremacists, Shepherdstown liberals, and she supports the chemical castration of children. She also supports higher county property taxes and a new Green Deal. Enough is enough. Vote for the only true religious conservative Republican candidate in this race, Dr. Joseph DeSoto. Paid for by the Eastern Panhandle Republican Association.
10 is brought to you by the Wagner Law Firm, West Virginia's premier DUI defense attorney. Visit westvirginiaduilawyers.com. Ian Wolf comes out for the 5th inning. After 4 innings of work, he's given up just 4 hits and 1 walk. 2 runs given up, 1 strikeout. As Hedgesville has the 5-2 lead on Musselman in this elimination game in sectionals. Winner of this game will take on Martinsburg tomorrow, and they'll need to beat Martinsburg twice in a row to be the sectional champions. Martinsburg will have to get just one win in 2 games.
Yeah, the winner of this game is going to have to, in order to win a sectional championship, is going to have to play 5 straight days, so they're going to be stretched to the limit. And but certainly at the moment, both teams are playing well, pitching well, and they're capable of, either one of these teams capable of making it a very tough one. Martinsburg on Friday and Saturday if needed. So both of these teams, if someone said ball. So if someone probably would have asked, the coaching staff at Martinsburg, which one of these teams would you like to face? I think that, probably would say neither, because both these teams really are competitive, and it really would be hard to pick either one, because I think they both are extremely good baseball teams.
Wyatt McClintock's leading off the inning for Musselman. Ian Wolf started off with 3 straight balls for this at-bat, and now strike 1 comes across. Ian Wolf, 1 of 2 so far. Single in the first and a fly out to center in the second, and the 3-1 pitch will get across for strike 2.
Yeah, there was a pitch early in the at-bat that Wolf wanted bad for a strike. It was called a ball in the last 2 pitches. You've seen McClintock start to toss the bat to the dugout for ball 4, and now we see 3-2, and McClintock will call a late timeout.
And he'll step back in with the full count here. Here's the pitch from Wolf, and McClintock will stab at this one in the outside part of the plate and keep himself alive with a foul ball.
Anyone's interested in the pitch counts at the moment, after 4 complete, Wolf has thrown, he's thrown 5 pitches this batter, so I believe he came into this inning around 55, 56. He's at 61 now, delivering 62 there.
And get another foul ball.
So he's been very efficient through 4. On the other side, of course, Jason Myers didn't come in till later, so his pitch count is at 51 actually. So through 3 innings, so both pitchers with plenty of bullets left in the chamber there. They can go the distance as McClintock fouls that one off again. For what's it, 5, 6, 8 pitch at bat so far to lead off this inning.
A lot of contact made by both teams in this game. Looking through the score sheet here, only 3 total strikeouts by both sides combined. Only 1 strikeout for Ian Wolf, 2 combined for Musselman. And another foul ball from McClintock as he keeps battling.
He's running us out of baseballs here as Keith Housen has to go over to on-deck batter Taryn Boyles to get a new set here. He gets one out to Wolf. He rubs it down a little bit, steps back on the mound, gets in that stretch position that he throws from even with no runners on.
And another payoff pitch, and finally drawing ball 4 is Wyatt McClintock.
And McClintock had a great at bat there. He's seen a lot of pitches. I think it was a 9-pitch at bat, so just as we were talking about how conservative Wolf has, you get a Musselman batter come up and run you up and foul off 3 or 4 pitches, run you into almost 10 pitch at bat, will eat your pitch count up pretty quick. Musselman does. Hedgesville's sending someone out to the bullpen now, but they do have plenty of arms in that staff.
Looks like that's Bradley Letts going out to the bullpen right now. His first pitch to Taryn Boyles is in the dirt for ball 1.
Yeah, the ball got away. McClintock wasn't like a dirt ball read. It was just up, so he wasn't really looking to advance her until it hit the glove and got away. Then he thought better of it as it scooted away.
Second pitch is going to be fouled back by Boyles, even the count at 1-1.
Yeah, you're down 3 runs. You got to, if you're going to go to second, you got to get there standing up on a play like that. You got your hottest hitter of the night up to the plate. Taryn Boyles with a single and a double so far. So at the moment, you're not wanting to give up any outs, take any chances.
Here's the 1-1, and the big sweeping breaking ball hits the plate for strike 2.
That's what it was, a sweeping breaking ball. Earlier he threw a similar pitch in the game, maybe the second inning, that particular pitch hung. Talked about the grip and the spin rate on it there, and that was a lot better execution of the curveball than there earlier.
Here goes McClintock for second. The ball one hops as Noah Brown tries to make the play, hits off his hand, his arm, and then that makes it an easy stolen base for McClintock in the end. I think the throw might have been in time if it was on the mark.
Yeah, when Canarium receives the ball, as we kind of been up here and seen enough games that we can kind of tell. But he was at that point where he could have been thrown out as he was crossing there the second base position. As Canarium receives the ball, he just threw it a little wide to the shortstop side, one hopped, and not any chance for Noah Brown to take the throw and make the tag. So, man on second, Canarium's going to run out, talk to Wolf a little bit, maybe talk about signs and making sure McClintock's not giving them away to Boyles, and also some pitch selection here with 2-2 and first base open against the hot-hitting Taryn Boyles, maybe talking about what pitches he's hit. So certainly just these two, the battery mates here staying on the same page together, not wanting McClintock to be able to move up on anything that crosses up Canarium.
So here comes Wolf with the 2-2. That's going to be inside and a little low. Gets away from Canarium just a little bit, but he scrambles to it quickly, making sure McClintock stays at second. That'll run the count full.
Second full count of the inning here, and on the first, on the first 2 batters. Boyle is going to be looking to hit dead red fastball here.
Here's the payoff. And looks like time was called before the pitch.
He got timeout called there, and that's a late timeout that was given by Keith Allison. It was a fastball that was right over the heart of the plate. That would have been strike 3 had he not swung at it, but also a very hittable pitch.
Here's another 3-2. Boyle's going to hit this one into left center field. Going for it is Mason Carter, and it's off his glove. Pence is able to pick it up and throw it into third base. So getting the second base will be Boyles. McClintock had to wait to see if that one would come down and be caught. He's just going to be able to get to third, and that's it.
So Boyles give that thing a ride. In that left field gap, the 2 outfielders converge. It looked like Carter reached up there, and it got off of his glove. It allowed McClintock couldn't score from second because he was kind of tagging up there, hanging out, trying to get over to third with 1 out or less, and doing a good job of reading that. So as soon as it hit the ground, he took off, but Pence was right there with the backup to get it in. That for those at home, that's the right thing for McClintock to do, to try to hang around and get to third with 1 out or less. So nobody out. Man on second and third, Jason Myers.
The first pitch to Myers is going to be low for ball 1.
Wolf got to be careful here. If he can grooves one here to Myers, he's got home run power, and not only that, but a single with the speed of the courtesy runner on second base. Kisner could give this team some momentum.
The 1-0, Myers is going to check swing through it. Goes too far. 1-1 is the count now.
He was hunting the fastball. He got it, but it just wasn't a strike zone. He tried to hold back So, he had the right thing in mind, but Wolf did a good job of elevating that fastball. But at the moment here, pitcher on pitcher.
Here's the 1-1. Myers going to hit this one in the left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. At least one will score, and they'll hold up Boyles at third base. The ball's thrown in, cut off. And that's going to be an RBI single for Jason Myers. It cuts the Hedgesville lead down to 2. It's 5-3.
Comes number 22 in to run for for Musselman. That's Noah White. Nate White. Running for the pitcher, Jason Myers, who Musselman has something started here as Derek Snyder's going to take the slow walk out to try to cool the bats of Hedgesville a little bit. As we've seen the hot hitting Boyles here now with a walk to McClintock after the 9-pitch at bat. However you want to score it, the ball was hit, and a great effort was given by Mason Elliott out there that either gives Boyles the double or the 2-base error. But it was a long run for Carter, who gave it all he had there, so it's probably going to be ruled a double. And then you come around and then you get Jason Myers to come in with a single. So at the moment, we're going to see a pitching change, and Bradley Butts is going to come in, it looks like. Bradley Letts. Number 16, Bradley Letts.
That is what it looks like. So the day is done for Ian Wolf. We'll take a 30-second break and be back with more West Virginia High School baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Conservative Patrick Morrissey had to work his way up, the son of a U.S. steelworker and a VA nurse. Now the liberal swamp attacks him because he fights for us. Chris Miller and More Capito are spending millions lying about Morrissey's conservative record. Did you know they are third-generation politicians? Who do you think they will fight for? Morrissey has defeated radical transgender policies, and he's fighting to keep men out of women's sports. Take it from female swimmer Riley Gaines.
This is an attorney general who has been on the forefront of not just protecting women's sports, but really protecting women, protecting parental rights, the safeguarding of children. So thank you to Attorney General Morrissey for his dedication and perseverance.
The swamp attacks Morrissey because he protects our kids. Morrissey's endorsed by conservative groups, West Virginians for Life, the NRA, the West Virginia Coal Association, the Farm Bureau, and West Virginia Sheriffs. Don't believe the swamp's lies. Morrissey's our proven conservative. Fighter, winner.
Paid for by Morrissey 2024.
Bradley Letts now in the game for Hedgesville. Pitching changes here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution. At 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg, call 304-263-3361. It's Bradley Letts coming in on the mound for Hedgesville now. After Ian Wolf's day is done, 4+ innings, 8 hits allowed, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, 3 runs, all earned, and then 1 more runner out on the base paths, or two more runners out on the base paths that are responsible to Ian Wolf. Ian Wolf is responsible for. And it'll be Trevor Deershire, Wyatt Levy, stepping up to the plate. Squaring around the bunt, pulls it back on the first pitch. It's outside for a ball. It's now 5-3 Hedgesville. Musselman with the go-ahead run at the plate here in the bottom of the 5th. Squaring around again is Levy, and he's going to have to duck out of the way of this one.
Yeah, Levy's going to stay out there and bunt, see if Bradley Letts can hit that bat. If he does, Hedgesville's going to have to make the decision whether or not to check the runner down there at third base or just try to get the out. There's men on first and third.
And again, the bunt attempt. This is going to be fouled off.
To 18, Seth Kisner running for the catcher is out there, as well as we have Nate White running for the pitcher at first base. We got first and third courtesy runners. Wyatt Levy at the plate, nobody out. Runner goes.
And it's a hit and run, but it's fouled off. So to bring the count even to 2-2.
Musselman was opting to go with the safety squeeze there early. In the at-bat with Levy trying to chip away at this and get the runner in scoring position and get the tying runner in scoring position and score a run.
Here's a 2-2 way outside. Ethereum has to go and get that one, prevent it from going to the backstop. Brings the count to full. 3-2. Again, runners on the corners. Hedgesville has allowed Musselman to get back into this, just down by 2 now. 5-3.
Cam Gill on deck. Another good hitter for Musselman, who's been very productive this year. Spent most of the year in that 6-7 spot there, 5-6-7 spot for Musselman. And anchored down shortstop for him has the senior. Transferred over from Washington. Runner goes.
And it's a pickoff attempt. And they won't get him at second. Now the runner's going to come home and trying to leap over the catcher was the courtesy runner coming home. And he's going to be tagged out at the plate for the first out of the inning. So Seth Kisner, and it's really, I guess, really two base running mistakes from Musselman ends up turning into a run.
Well, I mean, you're going to go on first move, from the righty as soon as he lifts his leg up. So not really a mistake as far as White goes. He goes on first move. He's going. A good move, a good read, a good, 3-1. But at that time, if he throws to second, they might have to make the tag and get that out. Might give Seth Kisner a chance to get home, but because it was a short throw and off the mark, Kisner doesn't get a great jump, and the mistake was made there as he was thrown out by feet coming home. So, but still 1 out, and a great job there by execution by Hedgesville.
Here's a 3-2 inside, ball 4. So after all that, Levy's going to get himself on base with a walk. So they'll put runners on first and second with 1 out.
Mistakes, there in that, but at bat, Levy doesn't get the bunt down. Kisner then gets a bad read on the pickoff play, so could be 5-4. Man on second, 1 out. Instead, we're at 5-3. Still, man on first and second, 1 out. So still not a terrible position for Musselman, but Hedgesville, taking the out that Musselman give him and did a great job of that on the return throw by White.
Cam Gill swings the first pitch, and it's off the glove of the first baseman, Elliott, and they're going to have no play at any base.
Yeah, that ball was just Elliott's up trying to keep the bunt from happening or defend the bunt, and it just gets sliced right at his ankles, and he does get a glove on it just barely, but it still gets away into the dirt. Everybody moves up. Bases loaded, 1 out for Trevor Deerstein.
Deerstein had himself a double.
Oh, Elliott's going to stay up in the grass here. Looks like the coaching staff's going to move him back a little bit, but he's going to stay up on the grass. Third base going to stay up on the grass.
Right at the end of the grass.
Yeah, they're right at the grass. They're going to try to cut off anything at home. If anything's hit to the corners, middle's going to try for a double play against Deerstein.
Here's first pitch to Deerstein. It's going to be a base hit right back up the middle. 1 run will score. The tying run rounds third, heading home. Play at the plate. Tag from Canarium is in time. Huge throw from Landon Pence from center field to throw out the tying run at the plate.
Yeah, great play. Huge play by Pence. He threw a dart home, and good play by Canarium as the ball short-hopped him a little bit. And so at this point, he drops the tag straight down. Keith has him as out at home. Keith Allison has him out at home as Josh Hartman's kind of slapping his hands there. We've had 2 runners thrown out at home this inning. So missed opportunities there, but great job of hitting by Trevor Deerstein. And a great throw by Pence that came in, and a good job by Canarium not panicking on that short hop. And so at this point now we're looking at Ryder Gans up with Trevor Deerstein. We're in the bottom of the 5th, and there's 2 outs. But if you do have a guy on the bench over there that you maybe, at this point you might not want to waste it. But you might want to, get a runner in for Deerstein and then re-enter him. later in the game, if you have to do it, you have to do it.
Gantz is going to foul off the first pitch over to the Musselman dugout. There's still runners on the corners. It's now 5-4. Hedgesville with a 1-run lead, 2 outs, and Bradley Letts try to keep it that way. And this one is into the dirt, ball 1, evens count at 1 apiece.
If somehow you can get a dirt ball to get Deerstein up to second to get, to get someone in to run. To get him into second, if you can get to second on a dirt ball without having to get someone in to run and get him in scoring position, he is the go-ahead run. 2 outs.
Letts' 1-1 is going to be hit on the ground to Noah Brown. He has to double clutch it as he throws it over to second, but the play is made for the 3rd out of the inning. But not before Musselman adds on 2 runs to cut the Hedgesville lead to just 1 run. 5-4. We'll go to the 6th inning now. Hedgesville will try to get those runs back. They lead 5-4. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Ready to shake up Washington? Listen to pro-Trump conservative Riley Moore.
My life has been about hard work. As a welder in an open pit mine, a state treasure, fighting back when Wall Street came after coal. I'm driven by faith and a love for West Virginia. That's why I've always taken on the establishment and stood up for our rights and values.
Riley Moore is conservative, God-fearing, and a pro-life, pro-gun, pro-wall, pro-Trump Republican running for Congress. He'll fight for our values in Washington. Riley will help seal the border, crack down on the drug trade, and make things in America again. Listen again to Riley Moore.
Look, fighting is hard work. Hard work is how we fight back and win. I'm Riley Moore, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Moore for West Virginia, Inc.
Top of the 6th here from Musselman. They're down by just 1 run now after getting 2 across in the bottom of the 5th. Top of the 6th is brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first. Parsons. Jason Myers will stay out on the mound for the Applemen. He's done a good job of making sure that Hedgesville didn't let this game get out of hand after the 4-run 2nd inning.
Yeah, he's going to be out there giving his team a chance to win, hoping the offense can catch up to Hedgesville's offense. And, right now, Musselman has yet to take any leads, but they have got within 1 run here. So, big top of the 6th inning. And as the top of the order for Hedgesville comes up,
Noah Brown swings at the first pitch and lines it right at Wyatt McClintock in left field. 1 pitch, 1 out.
He couldn't have hit it no harder. Right at the left fielder, McClintock, who's a great glove out there. But 1 pitch, 1 out, like you say. And, after that inning, Musselman certainly missed opportunities. A couple guys thrown out at the plate, and that, that certainly kind of deflates you. But they did score the runs, and if Hedgesville could make this a tough inning on Myers, maybe get one of them back, that would certainly shift the momentum back. But if they go down 1, 2, 3 and let Musselman get back in there and hit with the top of the order coming up, that could be a momentum changer there. So every at bat is big in sectional baseball, and every pitch we've been hanging on it for 2 nights in a row now. Right. Kind of took our breath there when Hedgesville got up 4-0, but now look at here we are back to it, a 1-run game again as Pence takes strike 1 with the first pitch.
And Landon Pence will swing and miss at the 2nd pitch for strike 2. Pence got himself a double over the head of Kyle Lohr in center field, almost hit off the wall without a hop. Eventually got right to the wall. That was his first hit. He got on base with a throwing error in his 2nd at-bat and had his first at-bat ground out to 3rd base as this next pitch bounces in the dirt and goes past the glove of Boyles for ball 1.
Yeah, Pence is a tall, lanky young man. He generates all of his power with bat speed as opposed to, this just tremendous upper body strength and lower body strength. He generates it with a lot of bat speed. He has bat control as that pitch just misses. He sees the ball well, and he's been, I've watched him for 2 years, watched him in summer ball here now, and he's just very impressed with the way he just keeps it simple and, doesn't try to do too much. And what he does at the plate in the 2-hole for.
Called strike 3 on the 2-2 on the outside corner. I don't think Landon Penn thought that was a strike, but he goes away quietly.
Well, Myers kind of snuck out, went out there and nibbled on that pitch earlier and didn't quite get the call. This time he gets out there and gets the call on that curveball out as it brings Wolf to the plate with 2 outs. So Musselman trying to get out of this thing 1-2-3 and get back in there and get those bats going again.
First pitch to Wolf is in for strike 1, so this could be a huge turning point for Musselman. They're getting down 4-0. They've been able to fight back 1 run in the second, 1 run in the third, and 2 in the fifth. Hedgesville was only able to add on that 1 run, and that's the difference right now. Next pitch is called strike 2. So Jason Myers trying to work quickly through this inning. Musselman has yet to have a 3-up, 3-down inning. They've gotten close a few times. Kai Dunbar only faced 4 batters in the fourth. And Myers only faced 4 batters last inning in the fifth. They had a 4-batter fourth inning as well.
0-2 count here. Jason's got to watch, not just getting too fancy here, just trying to make him hit his pitch.
Tried to get him to chase outside. Wolf took the bat off the shoulder, but not anywhere close to being too far and going around on the pitch.
2 quick strikes on Wolf, but you still have to be careful if you're Jason Myers not to groove anything and try to chase a strike out here with grooving something over the middle. Try to make him hit your pitch.
1-2, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Jason Myers fired up as he leaves the mound. Strikeout swinging his 3rd strikeout, and there is the first 1-2-3 inning on the mound for Musselman. They'll come up to bat in the bottom of the 6th, just down by 1 run now. And we'll get to see nearly the top of the order. It'll be 9-1-2 due up in the 6th inning for Musselman after the 60-second break. This is West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Trump's plan to stop woke gender ideology from poisoning our kids?
We'll investigate Big Pharma and the big hospital networks that participate in sex transitions of minor children.
And Big Pharma's lobbyists should be held accountable too, like Pat Morrissey. As a D.C. lobbyist, Morrissey helped steer taxpayer funds to a gender transition clinic for children and got rich lobbying for a drug company peddling puberty blockers. Morrissey's family still owns the D.C. firm that lobbies for a child transition provider with a clinic in West Virginia. Pro-trans liberal lobbyist. That's Pat Morrissey. The pro-Trump conservative businessman, Chris Miller. Miller supports Trump's plan to protect our kids.
As the father of an 11-year-old girl, you're darn right I don't want her sharing a locker room with biological males. Woke doctors are literally practicing mutilation, not medicine, and they should be in prison. I'm Chris Miller, and I'll sign that law as governor.
Paid for by Miller for Governor.
We move on to the bottom of the 6th. Musselman now just down by 1 run. The bottom of the 6th brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley, and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. It'll be 9-1-2 due up for the Applemen as they've come ever so close, closer and closer, cutting into this Hedgesville lead. They finally gotten it down to just 1 run, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning in the top of the 6th by Hedgesville. Jason Myers gets 2 strikeouts and a flyout. Give Musselman the chance to come up to bat just down by 1 run. Bradley Letts back on the mound for his 2nd inning of work. First pitch is a ball inside to Isaac Gilbert, who will try to flip over things to the top of the lineup. Gilbert's 1 for 2 so far, an RBI single in the 2nd and a ground out to the pitcher in the 4th. And this one is low, bounces off the catcher's gear of Canarium, and will make it 2-0.
Yeah, Letts doesn't want to do kind of what Musselman did and give some free bases. Those free bases with Laura and these guys coming up behind him, could bite him. So your number 9 hitter, I know that Gilbert has been hot as of late. Had a base hit this inning, but certainly have to throw here to contact, and not just let him have the base with Laura on, on deck, as he does come clean there with a 2-0 fastball right down the gut to regain his composure and his control.
Let's gave up 2 hits and a walk in this first inning last time around. This one's going to be in the dirt again. It bounces off of Canarium and over towards Kyle Lohr in the on-deck circle. So it's a 3-1 count.
Yeah, he gave up a big double there to single to Deerstein up the middle where they cut the run off at the plate, but he did struggle a little bit and got in and let Musselman get in some hitters counts.
3-1 inside, ducking out of the way of it is Gilbert. He's going to get on first base, and he with some fire throws that elbow pad over to the dugout.
Yeah, he's fired up. Here comes. We're going to find a timeout. We're going to see someone. Looks like Pence is going to come in. It's going to be the end of the day here for Letts. Hedgesville held on as long as they could to Pence. Going to send number 1 to center field. We see him going in. We're going to say we're going to give that change. I don't even see. Oh yeah, Cason Plower going to center field.
He was being DH'd for.
He's being DH'd for. Actually, I guess at some point he came out of the game, didn't he? Yeah, he had to have come out of the game when Wolf went out into the field.
Yeah.
So he's re-entering. So whoever was in that DH spot had to be Letts. So he's basically re-entering in Letts' spot, I believe, because Pence is coming to pitch. So no longer are we hitting for the pitcher. Now we're hitting for the center fielder, Cason Plower. The infield's going to stay intact. The outfield's going to be Carter, Plower. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And Ian Wolf. We're going to right. Plauger, I believe, is a better pronouncing. I think I've heard Plauger.
Yep. We'll take a 30-second break for the pitching change and be back with more West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
Landon Pence up on the mound now for Hedgesville after a leadoff walk is given up by Bradley Letts. His day ends at just 1 inning, 2 hits and 2 walks given up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe it was the right call there. I mean, Bradley Letts in that bat had thrown at least 3 balls that were uncompetitive pitches, and the 3-1 count. It wasn't even nothing as Gilbert would offer for. So, if you're competitive, you're around the plate and you walk. That's one thing. But that particular at bat for Gilbert just wasn't a great outing there for Les. But he did do a good job coming in earlier in last inning and come in and got the job done there a bit. But right now, Pence comes in a big spot as Plauger goes out to center field. And I did get a call today from an old friend who told me that the correct pronunciation is Stefanko. And so I appreciate that from Ronnie Crockett. I mean, Ronnie go back a ways in the construction business, and Stefankos are part of a crew that used to family masons for companies that we worked for. So Stefanko last night.
Kyle Lohr will take a hack and miss at the first pitch from Pence. So the Eagles get themselves an early lead in the count as the tying run for Musselman and here in the bottom of the 6th is on first base. Here's the 0-1. Lohr is going to hit this one over towards his own dugout. Mm-hmm. In play, but doesn't hang up in the air long enough for Maynard to be able to go over and get it.
Lohr's left-handed. You've got Mason Elliott. You've got Mason Elliott at the holding, so the big hole over there, that was inside-out swing there. But you need to be looking for something to pull here, give himself an opportunity to hit something through the hole, down the line, move this runner from first to third.
Here's the 0-2. That's going to be high and outside for ball 1.
And then the other side of that, Pence, stay away from his power inside and force him to do what he did in that last pitch there, or pitch before that one, where he had to kind of go inside out over to left field. So, see getting the sign, outer half.
This one's going to be bounced in front of Canarium, who gets it, keeps it in front. We'll keep Gilbert at first base. Count goes to 2-2. Kyle Lohr 1 for 3 on the day. Flew out to right. Got himself a single, popped up to first base in foul territory.
Didn't have no big lead over there for Gilbert as Musselman.
Lohr's going to hit this one in play. It's in shallow left field. Coming in for it is Carter, who's going to make the play. And now there's one out in the bottom of the 6th.
Lohr there took that outside pitch the other way, got it didn't get a lot of the barrel. Got it up high in the air, and Mason Carter comes in, makes the play. So we have one out, and McClintock, Boyle's coming up, 2 of the guys that have been successful here tonight as well. So reason why they're batting second and third, of course, but still a tall order for Pence here with these 2 guys. But if he can get out of this inning and get through the heart of the order and hold the
runner will go. McClintock squaring around the bunt, and the steal attempt down at second. Runners thrown out. Gilbert caught stealing by Trenton Canarium. And now, all of a sudden, the bases are empty with 2 outs.
That was a great throw by Canarium, landed right on the bag. Musselman down a run. And now they have nobody. Now they have nobody on with 2 outs, and had set up pretty well with the man on first, nobody out, get the walk from the number 9 guy, and your 1, 2, 3 guys coming up. So now that's been erased by a great play by Canarium and a good tag there by Brown.
Pitch from Pence is going to be fouled back by McClintock, who did plenty of that in his last at-bat. 9-pitch at-bat before finally drawing a walk.
Musselman still with a lot of firepower there. 4 outs to play with for 4 runs. 4 outs to play with to get a run in, and you've got big hitters in that lineup that have hit throughout the night here.
Pence readies and fires. This one is high for ball 2. McClintock is 1 for 2 on the day, drawing a walk, having a single, flying out the center. There's the next pitch from Pence, and this is going to be hit foul and out of play over to the left side.
McClintock sees a lot of pitches, He does a great job of fouling off those pitches and, trying to get his pitch. He's a really tough out, one of the tougher outs in the EPAC, and Musselman, the top 3 or 4 guys there, they're just very competitive at the plate. One of the reasons that, they got this number 2 seed, because those guys are able to bring a lot of offense to this team.
Pence readies. And the pitch. Outside, ball 2.
Good miss by Pence. He just took an off-speed pitch, looked like maybe a changeup or something away. Try to get McClintock to chase and hit his pitch, trying to get some soft contact or a strikeout there.
I believe the count actually is full if you count the first pitch of that bat where this had the steal going. There's foul ball back into play. Back to the backstop.
Musselman, needs to get things going. They've give a lot of free bases early in that second inning. They had a couple of runners erased on the bases, yet still are very much dangerously close here. There's a down 1 run, and they've played really well since that inning, and Jason Myers has come on and give this team a chance.
And this is going to be hit on the ground to first base. Running over to cover first is Pence. The toss from Elliott is in time. So Pence comes in and strands the runners after the stolen base attempt goes awry for Musselman. We'll go to the 7th inning. Hedgesville still leads by 1 run. They'll come up to bat to try to give themselves some insurance in the final inning. We'll take a 1-minute break. We'll be back with more West Virginia high school baseball and talk radio, WRNR and TV 10.
This is Chris Anders, the proven constitutional conservative running for the 97th House of Delegates seat. With over 18 years' experience as a grassroots political operative, I have fought to defend the Second Amendment, protect the unborn, reduce or eliminate taxes, and stop the woke agenda. This experience will enable me to hit the ground running to fight for conservative principles, the Constitution, and you. Together we can make West Virginia a shining light for freedom, and I, Chris Anders, ask for your vote on May 14th. Paid for by Anders for West Virginia.
Hi, this is Roger Hanshaw, Speaker of the West Virginia House of Delegates, encouraging everyone in Berkeley County to vote for Pam Brush for House of Delegates. Pam is dedicated to improving Berkeley County and being a voice for West Virginia's Eastern Panhandle in our state legislature. In a time with tremendous opportunity like we had today, it's important that we send leaders like Pam Brush to the House of Delegates to be the right voice for Berkeley County. Remember to vote for Pam Brush to send a strong champion for Berkeley County on House District 97 to Charleston.
Paid for by Mountaineer Majority Fund, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Come down to the 7th and final inning, perhaps. It wasn't last night. Here on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10. Brought to you by Hagerstown Ford is the top of the 7th, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to fordofhagerstown.com. Musselman had a big opportunity after a 3-up, 3-down inning from Jason Myers on the mound in the 6th, but they couldn't get anything going to get back to a tie game or take the lead. So now Myers is back on the mound trying to do the same thing. Keep this a one-run game so that his team has a chance in the bottom of the 7th down to their final 3 outs. But he'll have to go through the 4, 5, 6 hitters of Hedgesville to do it.
Yeah, Jason Myers come on and 4 complete innings, give up 4 hits, most of them soft singles. First pitch swinging, Quinn's going to be out of play. 3 of those 4 hits were, soft contact singles that made it through it found some grass. One, a big double by Landon Pence that put the only run on the board that he's responsible for. 1 run, 1 earned, 4 strikeouts, and most importantly, his line is no walks. So,
and another foul ball, a check swing.
It about took out some of the guys on the buckets over there as it lined off the fence. Excuse me, lined off the fence over there at Hedgesville's dugout.
So it's 0-2 count. Connor Quinn stepping to the plate. And he'll foul off another one. He's not been able to get himself on base with a hit so far today. He does have a walk, where he later came around and scored, but 6-4 put out, fielder's choice, and then a fielder's choice in the 4th inning as well that got himself an RBI, but still looking for his first hit of the day.
Yeah, he's coming back around. He had a little stint there where he, a little struggling. Everybody does, but he's back and, looking like he's seeing the ball really well. And he's been competitive tonight at the plate. He has competitive outs. Definitely a guy you got to watch out for and not groove anything as he fouls this one off tonight. He's hit into a 6-4 ground out, walked, and hit into a 4-3 ground out. But certainly competitive tonight at the plate and forcing the pitchers to not striking out and forcing the pitchers to come to him, not offering it bad pitches.
0-2 from Myers is going to be hit on the ground towards Cam Gill at shortstop. Going to be a tough play. Break throw over, but not in time.
Quinn gets down there on a hard 90. The ball's way in the hole. Gill comes across, and C.L. Baker gives a safe call. They're going to run. They're going to enter someone for the DH here in the 7th. So we're going to find a runner here as they're going to remove Quinn from the game, and going to enter number 20, it looks like. Is there a 20?
Mason McGill.
Mason McGill to the.
So I'll make that change. McGill in for Connor Quinn.
Mason Elliott, so Connor Quinn. And that's another way you can hit your way back in and get your back going, is you can just run everything out, get the ball, get those balls on the ground and get up that line best you can. And Connor Quinn, again, like I said, has been very has been very competitive tonight at the plate.
And he will square around the bunt, trying to manufacture it. Pulls it back around, though, and the steal attempt is not going to be anywhere close. Boyles throws out the runner stealing.
McGill gets run down, gets cut down. The bunt attempt, he took off. Great one-hop throw by Boyles. Great tag there by Isaac Gilbert there on the one-hop, and he was out. He slid right into the tag. Dave Boyd out there bangs him out at second base. So Musselman, just like Hedgesville, erases the leadoff base runner. Or excuse me, the leadoff base runner.
The 1-0 count, and this ball is going to plunk Mason Elliott right in the back. So, still a base runner now after just one pitch of the bases being empty.
Yeah, Jason lost the grip on that. You can see as soon as it left his hand, if you can see on the camera, you can see he kind of threw his hands up like, oh no, and there was just nothing that Elliott could do. Even if he wanted to get out of the way, he took that one right in the back.
Evan Williams will step in. He's had himself a nice day at the plate. 2 for 3 with 2 singles. So back to the stretch goes Myers. And the first pitch is outside for ball 1, so not really the same opportunity to manufacture a run the same way. Doesn't square around the bunt the way that Elliott was doing so with no outs and a runner on first.
Yeah, it's a little tougher now with 1 out to put a man on second with 2 outs. You must have a lot of confidence in the next guy up. But at this point, I think Evan Williams, who's got 2 hits on the night, and another guy who stepped right in and showed some depth in that lineup as early scratch or late scratch by K.F. Dunham brings him in. He's done a tremendous job in his position.
A 1-0 is going to be fouled back straight into the fence behind home plate. Mason Elliott
bottom
first
of
base.
Bottom of this inning will have Boyles, Myers, and Levy coming to the play if they can keep this game in a 1-run game.
Big swing and miss by Williams. Brings the count to 1-2. So Myers steps back on the rubber. He'll look in, gives a look over at first. Now he sets and delivers. And this is in the dirt. Boyles digs it out.
Great job by Boyles. They got a few balls today. Pitchers earlier had control issues. Now, Myers throwing trying to get a little extra on a couple of fastballs, has dunked them there, and he's just done a great job of keeping the runners at bay for the most part.
Hedgesville working with a 1-run lead here in the top of the 7th. 5-4. This next pitch, the 2-2 is outside, runs the count full. Hedgesville, their last chance for some insurance before trying to shut things down in the bottom of the 7th. It's the full count pitch coming from Jason Myers. Runner goes, and that's strike 3 called. No throw down to second base.
Yeah, it was a big strikeout by Myers as he started that at Williams' head and dropped that thing right in there. And, I think, he kind of leaned in. If Taryn goes ahead and throws, he may luckily get the double play there. If they deemed that he didn't bend his head down to get in the way of the catcher, and when the runner, he kind of ducked his head down to get out of the way of the pitch. But at that point, if Boyles maybe goes ahead and makes that third, he might get lucky, and get the interference call there. Yeah. As the pitch froze Williams, and he tips his cap to Jason Myers going off the field. So 2 outs, Myers an out away from stranding that runner that he lost the grip on, hitting the back out there, Mason Elliott. And Hedgesville trying to push this insurance run across if at all possible with Mason Carter at the plate.
There's a pitch from Myers. Start this at bat to Mason Carter. Strike 1. Carter so far on the day walked in his first at bat, came around to score, had a single and a stolen base in the 3rd inning, and then popped up to catcher in foul territory in the 5th. And this next pitch, Carter tries to check his swing, and a breaking ball low, but doesn't. He goes around. It's an 0-2 count.
Carter, one of 3 Eagles that's moved, transferred in. Carter, Peyton Gerardner from Spring Mills, and Bradley Letts, I believe, come from the Mercersburg Academy, I believe, and talk about the lost transfer, but they did get 3 in.
Here's the 0-2 from Myers. Fastball swung on and missed. Boyles brings the tag over to Carter just for good measure. And once again, Jason Myers keeps this at a 1-run game. Musselman down to their last 3 outs, but it is the heart of the order coming up. 3, 4, 5. Boyles, Myers, Levy up the bat to try to keep Musselman's season alive. We'll take a 60-second break and be back for the bottom of the 7th. It's West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I am Dr. Joseph DeSoto, a lifetime religious conservative, physician, and veteran running for the 91st Delegate District. I am pro-life, anti-woke, pro-gun, and anti-tax. For the past 30 years, I have written in this community over 200 conservative articles standing up against the woke agenda and for our values, and have not taken a penny from special interests. I will continue to fight for you and follow the teachings of the Bible, paid for by Conservatives for a Better America.
I'm Eric Householder, and I'm running for state auditor because it's time to end fraud and corruption in West Virginia. My record shows I will stand up and fight for taxpayers. I've led the way to historic tax reform, smaller government, defending the Second Amendment, protecting the right to life, and providing school choice to West Virginians. Taxpayers deserve a government that works for them, not red tape and corruption. I have a message for those who steal from the taxpayer. West Virginia has had enough. I'm Eric Householder. I'm running for state auditor, and I would appreciate your vote.
We've reached the bottom of the 7th. It's 5-4 Hedgesville. They'll try to get 3 outs to keep their season alive. Musselman down to their final 3 outs of the season, potentially. The winner of this game will face Martinsburg tomorrow in the sectional championship matchup, where the winner of this game has to win 2 games in 2 days. Martinsburg just has to win 1 out of 2. They have to be beaten twice. But before we can get to that, we have to decide who faces the Bulldogs tomorrow. It's the 3, 4, 5 hitters for Musselman. Taryn Boyles, Jason Myers, Wyatt Levy. Taryn Boyles steps up to the plate, 2 doubles and a single, 3 for 3 from the plate so far today in the pencil on the mound.
Boyles can get on. He can get that courtesy runner, get this fastest runner in that dugout, can Josh Hartman. He's been a tough out tonight. It's really, really hard to go 4 for 4. So, the odds are not in his favor, but he is certainly not caring about that right now. He's just trying to get on base anyway at all. And 4 for 4 night would be huge.
Took a strike on the first pitch and now takes a ball outside. Makes it 1-1.
Needs to be patient, try not to do too much. Just got to get on base anyway at all. And Pence just needs to not give up any free bases here and make him hit his way on.
Boyles, 1-1. He's going to foul this one back. Bottom of the 7th on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 is brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust for your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
If you can get into extras, I get all those. I don't know if you heard that or not, but I sponsor all the extra innings.
Saw that last night. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 for Landon Pence. His first strikeout.
Huge out right there. Taryn Boyles has been arguably one of the best hitters in the EPAC for a couple years now. His first team last couple years, utility catcher. And, that's just a huge strikeout by Pence there to get that lead off, keep that leadoff guy off the plate as Jason Myers comes in. He's been the guy tonight who's given his team spark, a single. He's come in and shut him down. And here he comes, pitch coming to him, and he'll take a pitch up. Strike 1.
Jason Myers, 1 for 3, struck out looking in the first, flew out to left field in the third, and had an RBI single in the 5th. The 0-1 from Pence. It's going to be just barely outside for ball 1.
Hedgesville, their 3rd straight night. in the 7th inning in 1 run or tie ball game. So they've just really been some really tough, tight games 3 nights in a row. Musselman, 2 of the 3 nights, much of the same. Strike 2 and a curve ball as Myers goes down 1-2.
That Hedgesville lost in 9 innings to Martinsburg last night, 3-2. Beat Musselman on Monday, 5-4 after a 4-run top of the 6th, and it's a 4-run top of the 2nd that's carried them to the lead so far right now. This next pitch is fouled off. Musselman came off of that 5-4 loss on Monday to beat Spring Mills and eliminate the Cardinals from the sectionals. A 6-0 game last night. Here's another 1-2 from Pence, and it's another one fouled off. This one's going to bang into the fence behind home plate.
Same with Myers. If he can get on, find a way to get on, and he can get a courtesy runner out there as well as being the pitcher. So, once again, Pence needs to keep these guys off the bases, to keep speed off the bases. And, there is home run power in this lineup, Myers being one of them, so he's got to watch, throwing anything down the middle.
And it's another foul ball to the backstop. Myers keeps himself alive again.
Myers possibly taking his last at bat as a 4-year starter here, I believe, at Musselman. He doesn't want it to end. He certainly wants to play another night. I've been around this young man for years, and he has no quit in him.
Another 1-2 from Pence. This is going to be hit into left field. Base hit. The tying run will reach first base for Musselman. Here with 1 out, Jason Myers with his second single of the day, second at bat in a row that he gets on first base.
He's just trying to will his team into a win here. He's done everything he could possibly do once the ball was handed to him on the mound. Since then, the Applemen have creeped back in, have yet to take the lead and or tie it, but he's done everything that he could possibly do.
It'll be Wyatt Levy up to the plate. Nate White will come in as the courtesy runner for the pitcher, Jason Myers.
Wyatt Levy, Cam Gill on deck. Deerstein behind him. Deerstein with a couple hits. Gill with a hit. Levy fly out and a couple walks.
First pitch to Levy is going to be outside for ball 1. Yep, Levy's first at bat ended the bottom of the first with a fly out, and he's walked 2 times since then in the 3rd and the 5th.
Both teams had their runners eliminated last inning off stolen bases. See if they're willing to take any chances this inning.
Pence throws, fires, strike 1, taken by Levy.
Like I said, when you look at the talent and the grit and determination up here in the Panhandle, they play each other. You know why teams are so battle tested when they get to state. And
here's the 1-1 from Pence. It's going to be outside. Levy able to hold back from taking a swing at that one, makes it 2-1. It's again 5-4. Hedgesville with a 1-run lead. Tying run on first, winning run at the plate for Musselman.
23 is loosened up in the bullpen for Hedgesville.
Here's the 2-1. Pence is going to miss low for ball 3.
I can't tell. I believe it's number 23 as Pence takes his break, steps off the mound. Got to be looking. Levy's got to be looking for something dead red that he can yank or just let it go by and live for another pitch here. And Levy is just standing in that box. He's ready to go. He doesn't care how long he walks around there as Levy's ready to hit.
Here's the 3-1. It's going to be outside for ball 4.
We're going to see a pitching mound visit here as we have men on first and second now. Bringing Cam Gill to the plate.
There's no.
Pence walking around. On the other side of this, the hardest out to get, the hardest inning to play is when you're up a run and you're on, you're the visiting team trying to get the home team out and get those last 3 outs. A lot of pressure on both of these teams, and the loser will go home. But neither team wanting to go home as Musselman now has after the strikeout to Boyles, they have a base hit by Myers. Another walk by Wyatt Levy, his 3rd of the night. going to bring Cam Gill to the plate. Looks like Musselman may run for Deerstein. They're going to enter number 3 in Deerstein's spot. So Colin Alucio is going to come in, so bring more speed to the plate. He's the winning run. Should something get in the gap or whatever, or somehow or another he would come around to score, he would be the walk-off winning run. At the moment, Cam Gill coming to the plate. Sack bunted earlier and on a safety squeeze, and then had a single that went through the glove of Mason Elliott. It was sharply hit.
Colin Alicio and pinch running at first base for Wyatt Levy. It's Cam Gill at the plate. Runners on first and second. Tying run on second. Winning run on first. Here with 1 out. Cam Gill takes first pitch from Landon Pence for ball 1, just barely outside. Cam Gill so far on the day. In the second inning, he grounded out to second base. In the third inning, he came up with a safety squeeze, sacrifice bunt, and singled in the 5th.
Trevor Deerstein on deck. He's got a double and a single tonight, so should Cam Gill figure out a way to get on and move these runners up, another big hitter on deck.
1-0 pitch is taken for strike 1. The Musselman side doesn't like that call, but Hedgesville side didn't like the last call.
I was going to say, so Keith's 50-50 back there because everybody's hanging on every pitch now, as we see sort of the same atmosphere as we've seen last night late in the game.
Pence looks back and now fires. This is fouled off, lined over to the right side over the Hedgesville dugout.
A lot of high-pressure baseball here in these sectionals, as both these teams have fought the last 3 nights and got real familiar with each other the other night, as Musselman trying to do to Hedgesville what Musselman trying to do to Hedgesville what Hedgesville did to Musselman the other night, and that's come back late. Wasn't a walk-off up here, but they certainly got a couple 4 runs there late in the game to
top of the 6th inning.
Yeah, to eliminate a 3-run deficit and take the lead and hold on to it.
After a timeout taken at the plate by Gill, we ready again. 1-2. It's going to be hit on the ground. Over to Brown. It's a short. Chance for a double play. And the throw is off the line. Brings Mason Elliott off of first base after the putout at second base. I think that there is an argument from Hedgesville of the runner going to second base interfering.
Nicky Brown is out there. He's an assistant coach. I'm not sure he can be out there, actually. So right now you're going to Dave Boyd is. So now you got Dave Boyd and Nicky Brown getting after each other. And so you got Mason Elliott trying to get Nicky Brown back. You got Budke going back. Now you got players sending adults back. So I'm not sure, Dave Boyd.
It's now pretty
much
in the
middle of all
of Hedgesville's players are essentially telling their coaches, please go back to the dugout.
We have all of Hedgesville's coaching staff on the field and arguing the possible interference of Alucio going into second. The throw, it was like a tailor-made double play, and Brown picks up the ball, tag second. He throws high to the first baseman. Gill runs it out. It brings Elliott off his feet, and Nicky Brown goes out to question, and then he got a little bit heated, and then that brought out the rest of the coaching staff, minus Derek Snyder. Coach Budke had gone out and some others to get explanation. Got a little bit heated, but everything's calmed down. The players are now all back in position, and Dave Boyd is coming back. So now Dave Boyd's going to call timeout. Or no, he's going to come and get in position. Here he comes. Come to get into the position there, 4-man crew. Now we're going to see everything's going to reset here. Nobody out. Or excuse me, 2 outs.
Yep,
man on first and third.
Yes. So tying run for Musselman has moved up to third base.
There's
runners on the corners.
The emotions are running. are running. The emotions are running high here. Nicky Brown, I'm not sure. I think if he's the assistant coach, he can't be out there. But anyway, regardless, all the coaches were out there.
It is. Brown and Budka are both considered the managers for
no problem.
First pitch to Trevor Deerstein is swung on and missed.
2 nights in a row now. We've seen a lot of emotion here late in the game, but right now it's all the emotion between Pence and Deerstein as the tying runs on third. Should Pence dunk one or anything, that's going to be a tie ball game. And, just a lot of emotions for these young men to go through, and we just need to keep our emotions in check.
So the fielder's choice has moved the tying run to third. Swing and a miss on the 0-1 to Deerstein.
Musselman's down to their last strike here. Deerstein trying to find some green. Hedgesville, Pence has got, a strike to. He's got plenty of pitches to waste here as he's 0-2, but he's got to watch trying to get too fancy, get in the dirt here. Deerstein's got to protect the plate, choke up, try to find something to green as we're coming down to 2 out, 2-strike pitch, man on third.
Here's the 0-2, and it's going to be just outside for ball one.
Hedgesville fanfares over there really wanted that pitch, but it was certainly outside at that moment.
Looked outside from up here in the press box.
There's jump.
And the umpire has a better angle than we do. Brings the count to 1-2. Again, Musselman down to their last strike. Tying run on third base in this 5-4 game. Landon Pence trying to close things out. Here's the 1-2. It's going to be fouled back.
We're going to do it all over again here. Deerstein stops, takes his breath here. Young man looks like he's ready up to the task. Same as Pence. Pence has been in this position before, been in high pressure games, and he just pounding the strike zone here. Like I said, so we got Canarium setting up way outside. Runner goes.
And it's a swing and miss. Strike 3. Hedgesville moves on to the sectional championship and eliminates Musselman. Another 5-4 win for the Eagles over the Applemen twice in 3 days, and we'll get the Hedgesville-Martinsburg rematch tomorrow, with Hedgesville needing 2 wins in a row, Martinsburg just needing 2 games to win 1 to be the sectional champions.
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup. But Musselman did all they could here tonight. Jason Myers come in, give his team a chance to win. Their season is going to end on a sour note, missed opportunities, and leaving the tying run there on third, and just let it slip away just that close. Never did have the lead, but chased those Eagles all night long. Hedgesville did a great job of just holding on and doing all they could to keep this Musselman Appleman at bay. A couple great plays at the plate, a great play from Pence to throw a runner out at home. They got a first and third defense that pick off. They cut a runner down at home. So it was just a great game altogether, played by some very, very, very good baseball players and the baseball team. So, but now we're down to 2, and just like in the other section, we're down to 2. So the Final Four is Martinsburg against Hedgesville. Martinsburg needs 1 game out of that game. Hedgesville needs to win 2. On the other side, Washington has to beat Jefferson twice, or it's going to be Jefferson moving on.
And with that, we'll take a 2-minute break and move to the Palace Lounge postgame show. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Trump's plan to stop woke gender ideology from poisoning our kids?
We'll investigate Big Pharma and the big hospital networks that participate in sex transitions of minor children.
And Big Pharma's lobbyists should be held accountable too, like Pat Morrissey. As a D.C. lobbyist, Morrissey helped steer taxpayer funds to a gender transition clinic for children and got rich lobbying for a drug company peddling puberty blockers. Morrissey's family still owns the D.C. firm that lobbies for a child transition provider with a clinic in West Virginia. Pro-trans liberal lobbyist. That's Pat Morrissey. The pro-Trump conservative businessman, Chris Miller. Miller supports Trump's plan to protect our kids.
As the father of an 11-year-old girl, you're darn right. I don't want her sharing a locker room with biological males. Woke doctors are literally practicing mutilation, not medicine. and they should be in prison. I'm Chris Miller, and I'll sign that law as governor.
Paid for by Miller for Governor.
Republican Wayne Clark, your delegate for West Virginia's 99th District. Income tax cuts for all West Virginians? Wayne delivered. School choice for kids and families? Wayne delivered. Protecting our kids from online predators? Wayne delivered. Republican Wayne Clark has worked to pass some of the most conservative policies in our state, protecting the rights of the unborn and our Second Amendment rights, bringing good-paying jobs for West Virginians. Vote to re-elect Wayne Clark in the Republican primary on May 14th. Paid for by Wayne Clark for West Virginia.
Pro-abortion Tammy Hess is a lifetime woke progressive Democrat running as a Republican. She's supported by Jefferson County white supremacists, Shepherdstown liberals, and she supports the chemical castration of children. She also supports higher county property taxes and a new Green Deal. Enough is enough. Vote for the only true religious conservative Republican candidate in this race, Dr. Joseph DeSoto. Paid for by the Eastern Panhandle Republican Association.
Welcome into the Palace Lounge postgame show on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Following a 5-4 win for Hedgesville over Musselman, kicking Musselman out of the sectional playoffs and moving on to the sectional championship against Martinsburg tomorrow, where they need to win 2 in a row. And Martinsburg just needs to get one of those 2 wins to become the sectional champions. Postgame show brought to you by Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, with a full lunch and dinner menu with daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Just a moment here, after the team meets up, we'll get our interviews with Hedgesville, our player of the game. Player of the game is brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. We'll get into the game stats right now, brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Visit them online at fordofhagerstown.com. Look at what Musselman was able to do on the day. Got an RBI from Jason Myers, one from Cam Gill as well. Trevor Deerstein got himself an RBI, Isaac Gilbert as well. It was a one-hit day for Kyle Lohr. One-hit day and 1 walk drawn by Wyatt McClintock. Jason Myers had 2 hits. Taryn Boyles as well with 2 doubles and a single. 3 walks drawn by Wyatt Levy, which ended up being huge in the end. 2-hit day for Trevor Deerstein. 1 hit for Cam Gill as well. And 1 hit and 1 walk for Isaac Gilbert. On the mound, it was Kai Dunbar going an inning and a third before Ethan Hinchman closed out the second, and Jason Myers going 5 innings. Close things out and keep things in reach for Musselman. On the Hedgesville side of things, it was an RBI for Noah Brown, 1 RBI for Connor Quinn, and then 2 runs that were driven in on a throwing error for Musselman. Ends up being Ian Wolf going 4+ innings on the mound. He gets the win on the day. Gives up 4 runs on 8 hits. 1 strikeout, 2 walks given up. So, in the end, it's 5 runs on 11 hits, 1 error for Hedgesville. And for Musselman, they end up with 4 runs, or excuse me, it's 7 hits for Hedgesville, 11 hits for Musselman. Musselman with the 4, Hedgesville with the 5, and 1 error on each side. That's your game summary, brought to you by the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. It's a big day for Ian Wolf, getting the win for him. It wasn't a very big strikeout day for either side. Just 3 strikeouts for Hedgesville and 1 strikeout for Musselman, outside of Jason Myers, who had 6 strikeouts. Outside of that, no big strikeout days for any pitchers up on the mound. And here shortly we'll get Trip Tobin with I believe Coach Budka, although it was a split manager role for Coach Nikki Brown and Coach Budka, and then with the player of the game as well. And I think we're waiting on Tripp to have Landon Pence. So once he's ready to go, I believe we'll get that interview with Tripp. And again, we'll recap what's going on in the other section. It was a 2-0 win for Washington over Hampshire today to set up a 2-1 situation for Jefferson against Washington. So the Patriots need to win 2 in a row the next 2 days against the Cougars in the other section to be able to get the sectional championship.
Right, here's what we'll do.
And then now we're waiting for Hedgesville and Martinsburg tomorrow. Tomorrow night, I believe another 7 o'clock first pitch, 6:40 pregame for us between the Eagles and the Bulldogs after the 9-inning, let's call it bonanza, 9-inning bonanza between the Eagles and the Bulldogs last night. And now we will go ahead and get our interview here as Tripp has finally gotten himself one of the coaches for Hedgesville. It's been kind of a platoon duty here. So Tripp will...
Check.
Yep, we can hear you, Tripp. There we go.
Check.
Whenever
Good.
you're ready.
All right, I'm here with interim coach Nikki Brown. Nikki, tonight, third night in a row you guys are playing in high-intensity, late-inning baseball games. Take us through the emotions tonight.
Let's face it, this is playoff baseball. Every game, every inning, every pitch is a high emotional game. And I really think the mental toughness with our kids is to stay with the game and stay with the game plan, battle each other, have each other's back, work tonight.
Multiple times tonight, both teams had runners on. Both teams were able to, minimize the damage after that four-run second inning. First and third, one time you guys get a guy cut down to the plate. Then later you get a single up the middle. Great throw by Pence to the plate. Take us through the emotions of that.
Let me tell you, Landon Pence has a calm soul. Landon Pence has a calm soul, and he did exactly what he's supposed to do. He charged that ball. He knew what he was going to do, and he did exactly what he was supposed to do. Right through the cutoff man, right to the plate, perfect timing.
You can enjoy this victory for about 20 minutes probably on the ride home. Then you got to get ready tomorrow for Martinsburg. You guys have played them. You match up well with them. What can we expect out of tomorrow's game?
Good defense, hopefully timely hitting, and a lot of energy.
Congratulations. See you tomorrow night.
Thank you very much, brother.
See if we can get Pence over.
All right, thank you, Tripp. We'll get Landon Pence here shortly. Our player of the game, again, brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center, leading healthcare here and everywhere. So here we go. Now Landon Pence has been given the signal out to the dugout, and we'll get him over for our interview with our player of the game. And so we'll send it back down to Tripp.
Good. All right, here with Landon Pence. Landon, you get the you come up, you get a couple base hits, you get a big base hit over the head of the center fielder out there. But the big play was your defense out there. When you cut the runner down at the plate, and then you come in, and you seal the deal in the mound tonight. Take us through the game.
I mean, we came into this game just having confidence, and we knew we had to hit against this team to win.
So that play out there, you come up throwing, you cut down the tying run at the plate. How'd that feel?
I mean, it felt great, honestly. Second time I did it against this team.
So how about take us through that last inning there? I mean, they get a couple runners on. You get the tying run 90 feet away. You get the winning run on base, and you're out there. Struggled just a little bit early, but then you calmed down there, and you got the win out there.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't really get a lot of calls on there, but I made it work, and defense had my back.
It was an intense game tonight. It was a really intense game last night. Headed back to Martinsburg tomorrow. What do you think your chances are in there, and how are you feeling about that matchup?
I feel great. We always have a chance.
So you go in there tomorrow, and you guys are going to go in. You got to win 2 games tomorrow. You just got to stay loose. And what's the mindset going in, moving forward?
Confidence. That's what we need. Confidence.
All right. Congratulations. See you tomorrow night.
All right. Thank you, Tripp, with our player of the game, Landon Pence, and Coach Nikki Brown of the victorious Hedgesville Eagles. We'll wrap things up here from Inwood, here on the Palace Lounge post-game show again tomorrow night. Hedgesville and Martinsburg. If Hedgesville wins, they move on to Saturday for a winner-takes-all sectional championship game. But if Martinsburg wins tomorrow night, Martinsburg is the sectional champions. And that will be a 6:40 pregame and 7 o'clock first pitch here on Talk Radio WRNR, TV 10, and WRNR TV YouTube channel. So, for Nick Verzolini back in the studio, Colin McLaughlin behind the camera, Trip Tobin, I'm Dylan Bishop saying so long from Inwood. Hope you have a great rest of your Thursday night.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Parsons Ford, Rocks, the Heffley Motor Company, the Wagner Law Firm, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, the Skinner Law Firm, the Browns Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, Orsini's, Carter Myers Automotive, Century 21 Modern Realty Results, the Palace Lounge, Cody's Auto Body, WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, Hagerstown Ford, the Berkeley County Health Department, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Mother Shuckers, L.A. Roberts Jewelers, the Dutch Miller Auto Group, and the Mansion Freddie Law Firm.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talkradiowrnr.com. All rights reserved.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation